Jeez, you can't even enjoy a late night coffee break in New York without keeping your head on a swivel. G'day guys, Holy Critics signing in. To Kill a Cop drops us into a version of New York where everybody looks angry, exhausted, and one bad day away from disaster. Joe Don Baker and Louis Gossett Jr. bring serious intensity to a story about revenge, revolution, and a city slowly tearing itself apart. So, grab a coffee, lock your doors, and let's head back to a time when the streets looked grimier than a week-old ashtray.
Good morning, Mr. Walker.
I asked to see the Foreign Minister.
I regret that he is extremely busy.
And Mohammed Jamal, the Department of Propaganda.
I regret that Monsieur Jamal is also occupied at this time.
Then I wish to convey a message to the Foreign Minister.
Of course.
Would you please advise the Foreign Minister that it is impossible for me to operate my embassy in exile under the reduced allowance from your revolutionary government? I have no help, no staff, and I cannot maintain one under these circumstances.
Yes, of course, I understand that. I am sure that the Foreign Minister is quite aware of your circumstances.
Well, then you tell him. Now, suggest to the Foreign Minister that something must be done about it now. Now, or all the work of the past 10 years will be lost, and the program of assistance to my activities must be restored now.
Please be assured, Mr. Walker, that the Foreign Minister will be made aware of your message. But he also asked me to convey to you the information that circumstances, the situation with Israel, the problems with oil ministers have made it extremely difficult, if not impossible, for the government to change your situation.
How can I live like this? How can I lead a revolution in the United States 6,000 miles away if I can't afford to make a telephone call or operate a mimeograph machine?
Advise you that you are free to depart at any time.
Then will you kindly advise the Foreign Minister that I have no time for fools?
The commander of the burglary squad has requested special attention be given by evening patrol to shopwell establishments in this district. Effective this date by order of Captain Schwartz, new members of this squad will be integrated into patrol duty on the following basis. Patrolman Gene Baratage and Patrolman William O'Grady will comprise a new patrol team. Patrolman Agnes Cusack and Patrolman Martin Delahanty will also comprise a new patrol team. Okay, take your posts.
You know what's gonna happen, don't you? First time we get in trouble, this chick, she's gonna go for lipstick instead of her piece. What did I do to deserve this?
Relax, Marty. I'm telling you, it can't last. It's only an experiment.
Well, why experiment with me? I mean, you and me, we've been together for 7 years. We got more callers than anybody else.
That's the reason. They're gonna put these girls in a car with cops who have a lot of street sense so that they don't get hurt.
Hey, Delahanty, I got a deal for you. I'll trade you Dumbo here and 2 working holidays for 1 night with your new partner.
Go on, get out of here.
You better move it, Prince Charming. Cinderella's outside in a pumpkin. She's probably spraying it with lilacs of the spring.
Yeah, it'd be a public service if she sprayed you.
Hear about Dolores?
No,
They
why?
transferred out of 9-8, clear up to 2-7.
Why?
There's a lot of changes being made around here. It's about time, though.
Well, yeah, I
Marty,
guess.
have a nice day,
good
huh?
luck.
See you. My friends call me Aggie. What do you like, Marty or Martin?
Anything you want. You ever been on the street before?
No,
Well, listen to me. I'm going to tell you a few things about being on the street.
I'd appreciate it.
I don't care whether you appreciate it or not. Just pay attention. This is a jungle. All I want to do is come out alive so I can go home to my wife and kids.
Hey, Delahanty! Don't stay out too late, Martin.
Charlie, 10-1 your command.
Man, if you were the DA, would you be living in a crummy neighborhood like this?
I already live in a crummy neighborhood. Only mine's worse. The only difference is I don't have a cop car sitting out in front of my house 24 hours a day.
Where are those guys? I'm starving.
Family dispute, 782 West 66th Street,
There's another pig car. Let's get out of here.
What the hell was that?
Central, this is 22 Edward in pursuit of a suspicious auto. It's a four-door, light-colored Plymouth proceeding south on Riverside Drive at approximately west 106th Street. Request additional units. License number 719, Zebra, Foxtrot, Edward. Request additional units to assist. What's the condition, Jay? Unknown at this time, sir.
Chief Eyeshine calls Commissioner's office to receive me.
Now, I want to talk to Feeney.
Thank you.
Yeah?
Chief Eyeshine's office? No, sir.
I don't care if he's busy.
No, sir,
I
he's
really
not
got
available at the moment.
Yeah, Feeney, I know you sent me a list, but that's all it is. It's just a list. I need some kind of in-depth background on all these groups. Yeah. You got a pencil? All right. Combat Unit for Freedom. COOP. For Liberation. COOP. C-O-P. Torch, T-O-R-C. Gee, I might as well have Kaminsky do it. Torch of Liberty. Yeah. National Freedom Workers. Uniformed Democracy. I'll get back to you.
Dirty! No, he can't come to the phone right now. Well, he's been up all night working on a case. Yes, ma'am. I sure will tell him. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Yes, Chief.
What are you waiting for, Captain Finnerty? Trumpets? The files on the militant organizations. That'll be everything we have on revolutionaries, past and present. Your efficiency is overwhelming, Lieutenant Fitzgerald.
Well, I got such outstanding examples to follow.
The commissioner called, your ex-wife called. You had calls from Myron Klopman, who owns a men's clothing store. His kid's been busted for shoplifting.
The father's store?
Oh, no, sir. He went across the street to the competition.
Yeah, the kid believes in free enterprise.
Where'd we get him?
He was here when we moved in.
There's a flaw in the system. Remind me to talk to the commissioner about it. All right, anything new, anything at all on those cop killings?
No, sir.
Well, ask the commissioner if he can see me in about 15 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Is Klopman important?
Well, he's as important as anybody with several $1 million on Citizens Committee.
Finnerty?
Yes, sir.
Give me the rap sheet on this Klopman kid. Find out who the arresting officers were.
Yes, sir.
Got orders on the funeral?
I'm working on it.
Betty, it's Earl. What's up?
I just wanted to remind you that it's Richie's birthday in case you've forgotten.
Oh, they come around so fast. I think he's already had 4 this year.
I hope you're going to do something special with him.
I don't have time to go to the John or the bed or anything else with these 2 cops gunned down. On top of the usual mess.
Look, he's 14 years old and he misses you very much. I think you should make a special effort.
Damn it, Betty, I'm making a special effort to keep him going nuts around here.
Klopman again. It's his 6th call.
Look, I didn't call to get into an argument with you. I thought I was doing you a favor reminding you.
All right, Betty, I'm sorry. I'll do something. What does he need?
He can always use clothes.
Okay, I'll see about it. I have to run now.
Ma'am, could I have the address again, please? No, not your address. The address where you saw the man with the gun. No, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for calling.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
What we got?
Not much, Chief. We typed up statements from 3 so-called witnesses. Got them to sign the statements, and we let them go home.
Oh, this is great. 3 different descriptions of the getaway car. If we ever catch this killer, his lawyer will get him off on grounds that all our witnesses contradicted each other.
Here's the medical examiner's report with the photos.
Oh, good. What's ballistics have to say?
Here you go.
Identify the gun?
I think it might be an Army grease gun.
The guns get us places any to start. Lieutenant, gun's your job. Take 8 men.
Yes, sir.
Gun probably came from Vietnam. This country's crawling with weapons come from Vietnam. Stinking war. Run us in, it's running us now. I want every person these patrolmen arrested in the last 6 months checked out. Send 2 men over to my office. See Captain Finnerty. He has a list of extremists. Take that list to the DA's office and get wiretaps.
Revolutionaries?
How do I know? If it is, they'll send a message. Those people love to brag.
Could we just grudge hit or some nut?
I know. At least we get a message, we'll have a place to start from. Having copies of all these revolutionary organizations made up for each of you. Maybe one of the old ones, maybe not. Maybe somebody brand new. Maloney, how many black detectives do you have in Manhattan North?
About 15 are available right now.
Okay, spread them around the various black neighborhoods. Just have them hang around and ask questions. We want 10 teams of men on the street in the Riverside neighborhood tonight at the hour of shooting. Maybe somebody comes home every night at that time. He may have seen something, got scared when the shooting started, ran into his apartment, was afraid to come out.
Excuse me, Chief.
What?
Reporters are giving us a hard time. Do you think you have time to make some sort of a statement so we can get rid of them?
Maybe I'll tell them we'd be lucky if one of our men doesn't shoot a law-abiding black citizen before the end of the week.
Police emergency line.
Chief Eyeshide?
Chief, this is Myron Klopman, from the Klopman Brothers store. A mutual friend suggested that I call you.
What friend? Okay, what's the problem?
My son has gotten himself in this little jam. It's kid stuff, but it's upsetting.
Did you hire a lawyer?
Oh, it's not that big a deal, Chief. A couple of words in the right place would take care of it.
You ever been arrested before?
Oh, never. I'm not talking about a criminal. It's just a boy who got himself in trouble because he took something off a counter, and the detective saw him. He's a nice boy, very bright.
I'll take a look at it.
Oh, that's terrific, Chief. I knew you were the right man to call. Say, if I could do anything for you...
What?
I mean, come down to the store. Pick out anything you want. Maybe a couple of nice suits.
I don't think I can help you, Mr. Klopman.
Just a call. That's all it would take.
I'll look into it. Fitzgerald?
I thought you'd gone back to sleep.
Chief detective never sleeps with incompetent help like you around. Remind me to call my son. Tell the commissioner's office I'm on my way. Well, I'll find the paperwork in a Klopman case on my desk when I get back. Send out for a pastrami on rye and a bottle of beer.
You want mustard on any of those cases?
We're out with you. What can I do for you, brother? Got your ticket?
It ain't, but you sure as hell are. Can't believe it. When'd you get back in the country? Come on, man. Where you been, man?
Last stop was Cuba. Time before that was North Africa. So how you been, Albert? Besides getting fat?
Oh, I'm doing just great. What in the name of heaven are you doing back in New York City?
The movement requires my presence. It's necessary to reorganize and re-inspire our people, to rekindle the flames of revolution.
Would you like some food, some clothes? I can let you have $200 or $300 walk around.
I need the help of those men of the party who can act courageously and decisively.
Walker, man, you've been gone 10 years. Lots of things have changed since then.
Including you?
Yeah, including me. I got a nice little business here.
Now, is this what you call continuing the revolution until I get back?
I also have a wife and 2 babies. And my idea is to take care of them and me as best as I can and stay out of jail. The revolution came and went 10 years ago.
The hell it did. I lost my wife and my kid in that shootout in Detroit. Now, do you remember that?
How can I forget it? It was bad. Maybe I came and went 10 years ago. Look, I can let you have threads, money, food. You can borrow my car. But Walker, I can't get involved anymore. How about a suit of clothes? $300 for you, free.
What about the cat who owns it?
Oh, he won't miss it for 3 months. Besides that, the insurance company will take care of it. That suit just got lost.
Look, I don't need clothes, man. I need men.
Don't you understand what I'm trying to tell you, Walker? There are no more. They got wiped out in New Havens. They got clean out in L.A. How many of the brothers died with you in Detroit, including your wife and baby? It's not worth it. They're either in the grave or in jail. There ain't no movement, Walker. Walker, I'm gonna go get us something to eat. And when I come back, we can talk it over, okay? I'll lock the door. Make you sip at home till I get back.
Chief Eisheit's here.
Okay. Eisheit's finally decided to favor us with his presence.
I don't know why you put up with him.
Well, help me think of a way to get rid of him. A man more politically aware in that position would be a tremendous relief.
Morning.
Well, Earl, the mayor's very upset about these killings. So am I. Now, how does it look?
Not very good. We have one report of 3 black males being seen in a car near the DA's apartment just before the shooting.
What was the point of the shooting? Were they running from a robbery? Were they revolutionaries?
We don't know. We have 40 men trying to get the answers.
When do we get the results?
Results come later. Now we go through the usual investigational routine.
Well, I hope the routine works. Well, why would anybody want to blow away 2 men like that?
I don't know, sir. We went through the killer cop days in the 60s. We're hoping it's not a revival. Maybe it's just a psychotic who has to kill. By the way, here are the orders that have been cut for the funerals.
Earl, keep us informed on this. The mayor wants to follow this one very closely.
Yes, sir.
The search continues for the killers of 2 police officers. Last night, for no apparent reason, 2 of New York's finest were brutally machine-gunned to death on Riverside Drive.
Hey, sis, how you doing?
Why do you always have to come in like that? Why don't you have a knock?
What do I got a knock for? I mean, you know this is the only home I got.
Well, this is not your home, it's mine. You're a relative, but you only come around when you want something. When do you ever come around to give something? I'm watching the news.
Watch it at 11 o'clock.
Who did you...
Hey, these are some friends of mine, sis. They're gonna be staying here for a while.
What are you doing with that thing?
It's what he's already done. We just iced a couple of pigs.
You did that? Do you know that every cop in this city is looking for you? You can't stay here. But you've got to get out of here right now.
We're staying. I get some food.
I will not. Who do you think you are? Now you get out of here right now.
Why don't you do as you're told, sister?
Please, sis. Please, baby. Just get us some food. And we'll talk about it later.
Yes, sir, that comes to $326.26 with tax.
Call Mr. Klopman. Tell him it's Earl Ashak. And put it on my account.
Mr. Klopman?
He owns a store, doesn't he?
Yes, sir.
Then call him.
Yes, sir.
Happy birthday.
Sure, thanks, but you don't have to buy me suits.
Your mother said you needed clothes.
Do I look naked? I'll settle for a sandwich with you someplace.
I'm sorry, Rich. I don't have time. Killing of those two cops.
Yeah, I guess they keep you running.
I spoke to Mr. Klopman, Chief Eyeshide. Anything you want. Now, if you just signed the sales slip for the 2 garments.
No, I don't sign nothing. Let's go, Rich.
Walker! Friends! Hey, brother! Oh, I knew you'd find me the brothers to stand with me, and nobody can stop us now.
Everett, listen to me a minute. The reason we came up here was not to get involved in some mess you might be stirring up.
Oh, no, you just wait till I get a battle plan together.
Hey, man, the battle's over in the streets. We've lost brothers, families. It's up here now, not out there. Everett, just shoot you down in 2 minutes, you reach for the gun again. And you don't have to, man. You can do the same thing in the system.
Listen, baby, I got me an organization so strong now I can run for Congress, maybe even mayor. Ask Nate about the publishing royalties.
Battle's in the books now, man. In lectures, and going around talking to campus organizations. Every 6 months, I get them checks, big checks, from the Fat Cat publishers. We put the money to use where it does the most good for the brothers, not support some street crazies. What kind of junk is this? What happened to the brothers that stood with me? Did my family get wasted for nothing? Hey, well, I'm not
We're here, alive. There's twice as much to gain by getting within and changing the system for the brothers.
Oh, no, you dudes sold out there. You a traitor.
Oh, man, what are you talking about?
Let's
No,
you tell me something now. Is this giving lectures to hot pants co-eds, huh? Is this working within the system, huh? Where the revolution is alive. And there are some of us who are still keeping it alive.
Walker, those are not our people. Those are street crazies.
Yeah, well, that's what they call every revolutionary. There's Castro, Lenin, Gaddafi, Villa, and Zapata. That's what they call all of us, and I'm proud of it.
Won't work, man.
Not with you, it won't. You show me the blood who did this. You show me the men who did this, and I'll show you a revolution like you've never seen before.
So, what does your husband think about you riding around 8 hours a night with another guy?
Why should he think anything about it?
The guys' wives. Some cops' wives. They don't like it.
Charlie,
I'm a
unable
wife.
to respond.
I like it. It's my job.
9-8, Charlie. We'll send another unit, Jay.
Got any kids, Agnes?
Nope.
Why not?
I'm about ready for some dinner.
9-8, George, at 1052 Family Dispute, 726 Fox Street.
Looks like it's gonna have to wait. 9-8, George, 10-4.
Stop that!
the knife. I said, give me the knife, please. Okay, sit down.
Es mi mujer. Es mi mujer. Yo la quiero, es mi mujer.
Don't you ever do that again. Don't ever go up against somebody with a butcher knife. You could have had that in and out of you before I could have done anything.
I didn't know you cared.
Damn right I care.
Very good, Captain Underwood. You will be notified of the promotion board's decision in due time. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, who's next? Earl, it looks like your man Gleason.
Inspector James Gleason. As head of my crime division, he is one of 7 recommendations for promotion to deputy chief.
Inspector Gleason, why don't we start off by having you summarize your career for us in your own words?
Summarize my career? Well, it's all right there in the records, sir.
Yes, but in your own words, please.
Oh, all these fellas know me, sir.
Well, I'm afraid I haven't had the pleasure before today, so if you'll please summarize. Please continue.
Yes, sir. Well, I started on the force 30 years ago, and I made detective after a holdup. By that, I mean there was a shootout with the 2 perpetrators during a store holdup, and, well, I got them both. I got a gold shield for that. Then I took the test for sergeant, and I made it. I was in burglary for 11 years. 15 years. And, I got some more promotions, and I was head of homicide there for a while. And after that, Chief Eyeshide there asked me to take charge of the homicide. He asked me to take charge of the crime division. That's about it. I guess that's what I've been doing up to now.
Why don't you tell us something about your work as head of the crime division? Now, as I understand it, you have 60 detectives assigned to you. Is that right?
Sir, yes, that's correct.
And most of those 60 detectives are currently working on the case of the 2 machine gun police officers. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Well, it seems to me that if 60 detectives have proven unable to solve the case by now, that something must be wrong. Wouldn't you say that?
I wouldn't say that, sir, exactly. No, sir.
No. Well, what would you say?
Sounds to me like you're asking Inspector Gleason to pass judgment on the administration of the detective division. The procedures are standard and do not fall in the purview of a deputy inspector.
I am asking for answers. I am not getting them. I would like the man's own words and thoughts about his job, if that isn't asking too much.
Oh, no, it certainly isn't. Go ahead.
Well, my reading of the situation is that the detectives must be poor.
No, sir. No, sir. The men are good.
Well, If the men are good and getting nowhere, then the blame must fall on the detective leadership. Yourself. The commander's above you.
Well, sir, it's quite possible that the perpetrators are no longer in the city, and if they're not here, sir, we just can't find them.
Well, if they are not here, what are 60 detectives doing still looking for them?
Well, I wouldn't say it was 60, sir, no. Not nearly 60. More like, well, maybe 40.
Well, all right. That's still 40 men wasting their time. Wasting their time and the city's money. Now, wouldn't you say, Inspector? Tell me, Inspector, wouldn't it be wiser for you or your superiors to take most of those men and put them someplace else, rather than wasting all that talent on an insoluble case? Well, tell me, doesn't that seem to be a more logical move?
I don't agree, sir.
Is something wrong?
Wrong? No, sir.
Have you been drinking, man?
Commissioner, I object. What are we trying to prove here? Inspector Gleason may have been working all night.
Yes, or drinking all night. Now, how many interruptions must we have?
I think that should be the last of that. Is that clear, Chief Eyeshide?
It's very clear.
Well, have you?
Just an eye-opener, sir. One, maybe, no more.
At 10 o'clock in the morning. You're excused. Get out, man. I want that man's shield on my desk at once.
He's a good cop. He's been working 20 hours a day. He's a 30-year veteran. He holds several commendations for bravery.
We don't promote a deputy inspector on the basis of marksmanship.
I know Gleason. He takes a drink once in a while. We all do. He's not a drunk.
No, he probably only drinks when the pressure's on him. He can't hack it anymore. He should be brought up for retirement, not promotion. It is because of men like Gleason that the efficiency in this department has dropped to its present deplorably low state. I want his shield on my desk now.
Yeah, have him turn it in.
You better do it, Earl. It'll be easier for him coming from you. Crime division is yours.
Suppose he won't resign.
Then we'll bring him up on charges. Drunk on duty. That's all, gentlemen.
Yeah.
You could get two birds with one stone if Eyeshide decides to fight this.
Oh, no, he's too smart an old dog to get caught in a grinder. But he's scared.
We push him a little further. See if he runs.
There's that young Captain Cornworth. Remember him from the DeGanzio case? He'd make a good replacement for Gleason. Give us somebody we can rely on in the detective division.
Okay. We got Inspector Gleason. Not his car, try his office. Not his office, try his home. Not his home, try his favorite bar.
Yes, sir.
We've had 3 more calls from this Mr. Klopman.
Tell Klopman to hang himself. No. Tell him I'm gone for the day and I can't be reached.
I wish that was true.
Red,
Yeah?
how many PCs have you known since you've been in the job?
8. Now, maybe 9. They come and go like the spring flowers.
There's one in there now that's no spring posy. Political barracuda. His first deputy's even worse. It's a hell of a thing to realize, but they don't care about crime. And they really don't like cops.
Now, if you care to give me some of your money, here it is.
This is him. He likes to be called Charles.
Hit it, hit it.
I would like to speak with him alone. Let me tell you who I am.
I know.
Well, then you should know that my name is now James King. So if you refer to me in the future, you will refer to me by that name.
I got no cause to refer to you at all. If you have something to say to me, say it.
I have come 4,000 miles to see the man who committed this act of revolutionary brilliance. Unfortunately, is of little political significance.
Hey, man, they're dead.
Those two have already been replaced. So what did you accomplish? There's no party behind you. There's no program.
Programs.
For years, we've had programs, baby. Programs were a way of telling the pigs where you were so that they could come and get you.
Programs are past. You're past.
You think you're the only man who hates, don't you? You don't know what hate is, man. You don't even know what it's like to be shut up. But let me show you something. See that? There's more above that. The other leg is worse. The bullets came pouring through the doors and the walls like a rainstorm. They didn't even have a search warrant, but 50 of them pigs came to this little house in Detroit with magnums and rifles and machine guns and shotguns. My wife and child were caught in that crossfire. You don't know what hate is, man.
Maybe. But, while you were living it up with the Arabs, I was doing 5 in Attica. I got my own score to settle. And hey, baby, I ain't got no time for no programs. And I don't need you.
Don't need me.
Dig it.
The people don't even know who iced those pigs. They don't even know why. The police don't even know why.
They know.
In the past, when there was a movement, they knew, man.
You know, you got everybody together. And you got everybody wasted, killed.
Oh, Brother Charles, what I am offering you, man, is something new.
Yeah.
Yes, a small group. You, myself, some others to start. A small group we could be proud of. We can make ourselves known as the Freedom and Equality Army Revolution. F-E-A-R. Fear. Huh? I'm talking about a series of revolutionary acts that put courage back in the hearts and minds of all revolutionaries. Acts of violence that escalate into insurrection and violence in the streets.
In the streets.
In the streets.
I like.
Whoa.
What What are you people doing here? I told you to be out of here by today.
This is Mr. King. We got a lot to talk about. So just relax, okay?
Hey, Earl. I can sure use a belt. Feel rough. I guess I really made a fool out of myself up there this morning, huh?
I think it's more serious than you realize.
Yeah, I realize. I know. The promotion's out the window.
More than that, Jimmy. Your career is out the window.
What do you mean?
I think it's better if you put in your papers.
I don't understand you. I'm a cop. Earl, you and I, we go back 20 years together. I mean, you're my friend.
Times have changed. The department's changed. PC and O'Connor, they want your shield, and there's nothing I can do about it. Think it over carefully, Jimmy. You've been on the job a long time. You got a big pension coming. It's no dishonor to resign as an inspector. There's all kind of jobs out there you can...
Wait a minute, Earl. Wait a minute now. Listen, this is me. Me, Jimmy Gleason, talking to you. I mean, I thought you were a friend of mine.
I am. Let me explain something.
Yeah, explain it. Explain it to me.
Jimmy. The commissioner can knock you back down to civil service captain for no reason. And that's what he'll do if he doesn't have your shield. And after that, you'll face charges. And if you lose the case, you'll be out on your tail with no pension after 30 years of work.
Let me have that break, will you?
But will you listen to reason? Put in your papers. Take the pension. Get the hell out of this rat race.
How much time do I got, Earl?
They want your shield by tomorrow. Look, if you need a few extra days to line up a job or something, I'll stall them. Jimmy, look, do what's right. Jimmy, do what's best for yourself and your family. Jimmy! Wait.
Oh, you're in a lovely mood. Where are we having dinner? The city jail?
You ready?
No, I'm not ready. I thought you might like to have a drink and relax for a few minutes.
I'm relaxed.
Well, then make yourself a drink while I finish my face. You know how many times I've seen you this month?
I don't know. 6 or 7 times, I guess.
Once or twice, maybe. More like once.
My job takes a lot of time. No way I can control it.
And when you do decide to show up, you have some cop call me.
A cop is a lieutenant of detectives.
Then you have your lieutenant of detectives call me and invite me to dinner on your behalf, and then you arrive with all the charm and warmth of a crocodile.
Well, maybe that's part of the job, too. Listen. The last few days, I've had 2 uniformed patrol officers machine gunned. They honor of kicking an old friend off the force.
I'm sorry. But what is left for me in your life? Just the broken bits and pieces of your personality?
I'm a cop. What do you want?
Once we talked about getting married.
We're still talking.
Maybe you are, I'm not. Maybe being a cop takes everything you have, and there is nothing left for me. Any more than there probably was for your ex-wife. I'm sorry. It's a cheap shot. I don't know anything about your domestic problems.
Maybe it was a cheap shot, but it was an accurate one.
I think you better leave.
What?
Call me. Call me when you feel better.
Yeah, you're probably right. Louis, check in for the night. Turn the car over to the night driver. Go take a walk around through the park.
Want me to walk with you, Chief? I can always jump a cab back to the car.
No.
Ain't exactly safe in there at night, you know.
Louis, I'm the chief of detectives. And you're telling me it's not safe for me to walk in my city at night? The mayor would love you.
Good night, Chief.
Good night, Louis.
Freedom and equality army of revolution will grow in numbers once our voice is heard and our actions are felt. We are revolutionaries, and we possess enormous courage. We will take our fight into the streets as urban guerrillas. The role of the urban guerrilla is to expropriate the wealth from the capitalists and the imperialists. They must use this assault for propaganda purposes at the very moment the assault is taking place, and distribute material explaining his objectives and his aim. Brother Leon, your assignment tonight must be to expropriate a vehicle for the assignment in the morning. Brother Ulysses, you will give him support. Brother Mark, you must distribute the weapons that are to be used. Sister Paula, you and the other sisters must set up emergency medical facilities in the event any of the brothers are injured during the assault tomorrow. Brother Charles, you must help the others see that their armaments are clean and in operating order. I'll prepare the first communique for the imperialists.
I'm frightened. Taking on banks, police. It's all getting too heavy. These boys are wild. They're just looking for trouble. But you're intelligent, educated. You don't fit in with them. I'm afraid they'll take Butch down with them.
The people who control the police and the banks in order to protect their money say there's a crime to take back what they have stolen. A law that says this is an unjust and a false law.
I never noticed you had an earring in your ear.
You must understand the true definition of what we must accomplish for all of our people, Paula.
I know. I know there are things to be done. But I don't like your ways. I don't want Butch to get killed or put in jail.
We must be willing to sacrifice for what we believe in.
Thank you for the hot milk. Helps me to sleep just like a baby. Good night.
All right, first one you move out on the damn thing. Take the money out. Take the money out. Take the money out. Some more. Watch your hit. Hold the money up. Everybody, move in.
Chief Eyeshine's office, Captain Finity speaking. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, right. It's that guy Klopman again.
Tell him hang on, be there in a minute.
Yeah, can you hang on a minute, sir? He'll be right with you.
Top of the morning to you. And the bottom of it to you. Get out of here. My pleasure.
Chief Eyeshine.
Chief, this is Myron Klopman. My son's case is coming up in court Thursday. What have you been able to do for him?
Nothing? You lied to me, Klopman. Told me he'd never been arrested before. His son has a rap sheet of a professional shoplifter.
But I didn't think these other things mattered. They were so minor. You've got to do something for him.
Nothing I can do with anybody with an extended record of shoplifting. These things are on file. They go to court. Your son has to take his medicine like everybody else.
But you promised to help me.
I didn't promise you anything. I said I would look into it.
You said you would help me, and now you're backing out.
You told me your kid had no record. I thought I was dealing with an honorable man, but you lied to me.
I'll get you for this. I'll get you for this if it's the last thing I do.
It may be. Brady!
Yes, sir.
What's going on?
Huh? Oh, Inspector Gleason has turned in his papers. His retirement is effective at the end of the month. Meantime, he's taken accumulated vacation and sick leave time.
Thank God.
Did you see the memo from the PC?
No.
It's there.
Cornworth?
Yeah.
Well, reach out for Captain Cornworth in Harlem Homicide. Get him down here this morning and get me his personal dossier.
Right.
I wonder who his rabbi is.
I wouldn't know.
He should. It looks like he's got a good one.
Marty. How's it been going? Sal, great. Great. Good to be back on days.
Can't be as good as 4 to 12s with Raquel Welch.
Listen, Sal, she's okay. She's a good cop.
I'll bet she is. She sure is stacked.
Cut it out, Sal. We've been through a couple of tough times together, and Agnes,
Agnes?
I mean, she was right there when you need her.
Sure.
What makes you such an authority? Look, I ride with her every day. At least the car don't stink of garlic like it did with you.
Come on, what's eating you, Marty?
Nothing's eating me. I said she's a good cop, and I'd work with her any day.
One night?
How would you like me to break that beak of yours?
Come on, Marty, lighten up. I think you're getting in a little deeper than you should. Still partners?
Yeah, come on.
How do you taste the hamburger with all that ketchup on it?
The mystery meat in this joint, ketchup's the best part.
You're a slob.
Yeah, but I'm lovable. Hey, do you like the bowl?
Yeah, I guess so, sure. I don't get much chance. Mike's usually too big.
You want to try it some afternoon?
Maybe.
Yeah, you could always tell your old man you had to stay half-hour overtime. Is it a big deal?
Might be fun.
All right.
Oh, Cornworth, come in. How you been?
Fine, thank you, sir.
Have a seat.
You've been doing a good job for me in homicide.
Thank you, sir.
How do you like working in Harlem?
Well, it's busy, sir.
You've handled it very well. That's why I'm considering you to take over the crime division. In fact, I've been in communication with the PC about it. Apparently, he knows you from somewhere.
Oh, yes. Yes, there was a mafia hit a few years ago. I was a sergeant. He was the assistant DA. I was the cop who brought in the key witness. So apparently he got a lot of publicity for it. It's a funny thing is I ran into the PC on the street the other day, and I didn't think he'd remember me. He said he did.
Well, would you be interested in the job if it's offered to you?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'll let you know my decision in due time. Thanks for coming in. That'll be all.
Thank you, sir.
Leave it up. Might pay to know Cornworth better.
Oh, yeah?
Got a feeling he's being groomed to take over around here.
Cornworth? He's still in diapers.
Yeah, I guess who's changing him?
Hey, Chief, the PC's just got a letter from some group claiming credit for a bank job in Brooklyn.
Why the hell isn't somebody over there getting it? You read now. Go. Give me the PC on the phone. I'm sending for the note, Commissioner.
Well, it may be just some screwball, or it may be a new terrorist group operating in the city, but give it your full attention, Earl.
We certainly will, sir. By the way, looking into the record of Captain Cornworth, as you suggested.
He once handed me a hell of a case.
You want me to give him the job, then?
Only if he's qualified.
Well, actually, I was leaning toward him even before I got your note. Let's consider it done, then, sir. You want to tell him, or shall I?
No. He works for you. You should be the one. I have no obligation toward the man, nor him toward me. It's just a suggestion I made.
Good enough, sir. The revolution begins now. The capitalist oppressor will be struck where he is most vulnerable. And this is the start of our offensive. Fear. Freedom and Equality, Army of Revolution. Get a large glassine folder for this. Okay. Give me the bank squad report on this holdup. Find out what the FBI is getting off the film from the bank cameras. They won't get much of these guys are wearing ski masks, but try anyway. I don't want the press in on this. As far as the newspapers are concerned, it never arrived.
Chemical Bank, Queens Plaza. There. Just got this message, Earl. Now they're sending telegrams. That's the second notification. Unless there are others I didn't hear about.
No, only two.
Well, what did your detectives turn up on the first one?
Nothing important, sir.
What's your thinking about who this fear group might be?
Well, there were about 50 of these groups operating throughout the 60s, a few in the early 70s. It might be one of the old ones, or it may be something brand new. But with these messages, we may be able to pick up a lead.
Call me tonight. Keep me informed.
Well, I hate to bother you on something that might not be important.
I'll be the judge of what's important to me. Now call me at 9 o'clock.
Yes, sir. Red, bring me that fear thing. Kennedy, get in here. Was there a bank robbery this morning on Queens Plaza?
Well, it sure was, Chief. They got
wasn't I notified?
Well, I didn't think you wanted to be notified about it. Yes, sir.
Red, I got a job for you. Have that thing photographed. Then take it to Captain Roth in the fingerprints section. Have him check it on both sides for prints. Envelope 2. Then I want you to personally supervise the taking of elimination prints of everyone who touched that thing around here. That includes a PC, by the way.
You want me to barge in there and ink up the PC's fingers?
Well, for a man of your intelligence, wit, and charm, such an assignment is a piece of cake.
Yeah. Goodbye, Lieutenant Fitzgerald. Kennedy?
Yes, sir.
Want to know exactly when and where that telegram was sent from.
All right, I'll contact our man at the telephone company, and then he can find out just where the phone booth is located.
Tell him it's urgent. I want it this afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Hager? What happened here?
Well, 3 men came into the bank in ski masks and gloves. No way of telling what color they were.
What about the guard?
Well, he was in the men's room. Probably lucky he was. 63 years old. Can hardly see from one end of the bank to the other.
What about the getaway car?
It was a late model red Chrysler.
Who gave that description?
Well, the guard did. He eventually come running out, holding his pants up and his gun in one hand, and he ran right out in the middle of the street, firing his gun and holding his pants up at the same time.
Have found the getaway car yet?
Not yet, Chief.
All right. Report to my office as soon as you have any results.
Yes, sir.
All right. Take care of it, dear.
Yeah. Louis! Go ahead, Finnerty.
A guy at the telephone company just gave us the booth where the telegram was phoned in, Chief. It's in the L station at Jerome Avenue and Fordham Road in the Bronx.
Did you get the exact time that telegram was phoned in?
9:42, Chief.
Put up a big map of the Bronx. Draw a circle with that phone booth exactly in the middle.
How big a cycle, Chief?
15, 20 minutes in any direction. We'll be in Charlotte.
Right.
Let's go to the house, Louis. We found the car under the 59th Street Bridge, Manhattan side. Okay. Tell me more.
And we also have another little surprise. This wasn't an ordinary car clout. About 11 o'clock last night, a guy in a ski mask walked into a parking garage at 97th Street and Broadway. Stuck up the place and drove away in that Chrysler.
All right. Now, the telegram was sent from here, claiming credit for the bank robbery down here. Telegram was sent at 9:40. Bank was robbed at 9:07. No way they can get from here, across the bridge, change cars, and go all the way up to here in that period of time. So the one who sent the telegram was waiting for word that the job had been pulled, and it was okay to send that telegram. What we got is a very smart fellow here. Got it all figured out and doing it by the numbers. And you know what we got here.
A lunatic. Now, why would anybody walk into a parking garage with a ski mask and a gun and stick up the place when he could pick up one out on the street?
I think they got a weak link. Well, let's get back on the job, Inger. Double check that Chrysler for any fingerprints, will you?
Aye, Chief.
Finnerty. Right. Give me the unusuals for the night before each of these fear jobs was pulled off, okay?
Captain Cornworth is coming by, sir. He says he needs about 10 minutes.
Okay, bring your files.
Okay. There you go. That's 1 and 2.
Here it is. 11:07 last night in a parking garage on Broadway 97. The perpetrator wearing a ski mask, caliber night attendant, one Joseph Crabbe, and a scoundrel with a 76 Chrysler Imperial, color red, so forth and so on. Here it is. Read that to me.
At approximately 12:15 a.m., an armed man wearing a ski mask entered a parking garage at 96th Street and West End Avenue and stole a 1977 Ford sedan, color blue, et cetera, et cetera.
Same neighborhood. You know what we got here, Finnerty?
What's that, sir?
Clues, Finnerty, clues.
Yes, sir.
The beginning of an M.O.
Mm-hmm.
You know something else, Finnerty?
What's that, sir?
You're too neat. Like a fussy old lady.
If you say so, sir.
Been at headquarters too long. How do you like that?
I don't like it, sir.
I want Eyeshide brought up on departmental charges, and I want to go before the grand jury for an indictment. Eyeshide can go to prison over this.
You just take it slow. I want him out of here as much as you do, but you don't bring the chief of detectives up on departmental charges or try to indict him unless you got yourself a substantial amount of evidence to make a case.
What is this?
He knows more important people in this city than the two of us combined. And they probably all owe him a favor.
That's all the more reason to nail him.
I'm not going to go off in this thing half-cocked, Ralph. I'll bring Chief Emerson and Chief Palmer in here, and then we'll see Eyeshide.
Excuse me,
but just go on.
Chief, I drew up a reorganization plan of the crime division.
We can't have any more men.
Chief, I want to cut the division in half. Look, at the moment, we have 50 detectives in the crime division. Now, that's too much. We don't have superior officers to supervise that many. So what I suggest is that we cut the squad to 5 sergeants and 20 first and second grade detectives. The other detectives could go back to their original commands. When additional manpower is needed, we could always borrow them back.
Borrowing men makes field commanders mad.
Well, not necessarily, Chief. I think we could work that out. Now, look, I ran into the PC the other day, and I explained my idea to him. And he said it fit right in line with his drive to tighten supervision and efficiency. I mean, after all, we have almost 40 detectives working full-time on the machine gunning of those 2 cops. And we just don't have enough leads to check out.
Do you know what this department has always considered the highest priority crime there is?
The killing of a cop.
Right.
Frankly, sir, the public doesn't see it that way.
The hell with the public!
Look, I know, I agree with you. I'm a cop, too. But the people and the public care about crime in the streets, crime against old people, juveniles running wild.
An attack against a cop is a crime against society itself.
Yes, sir, I happen to agree with you. But there are many other people in this city that don't agree with you. Among them, the PC.
Okay, you got it.
I have your permission then?
Sure, go ahead. I'll tell the PC I approve your plan.
Thank you very much, sir.
You bet.
Chief. Captain Rob.
Talk to me later, Ray. The PC wants to see me.
Yeah, he's gonna want to see you a lot more after we give you this little present.
No jokes, Vic. What have you got?
A print?
Whoa, come on.
Take a look at this, Chief. Now, these three belong to Detective McCarthy in the PC's office.
And this one here? This one doesn't belong to any of our guys.
Have you made another photocopy of this for comparison?
Yes, sir. But we need the original as evidence.
Good, and it stays right here in my safe. Can you get a make off a print like this?
One finger? I don't know if it'll hold up in court.
I don't give a damn about court. I just want to know who it belonged to.
I think we have people who could do that, Chief, but the FBI could probably do it better.
Yeah, but they never tell us till they told every damn newspaper in the country. Right?
Sit down, Earl.
Chief Eyeshide, the PC has received an allegation.
Well, it's not exactly an allegation.
And what is it?
It is a letter, which I will shortly submit for your inspection, from a clerk in the clothing department at the Clothman store. It states that on the date mentioned on the bill, which is also attached to the letter, you received from the store 2 suits for a total value of $326.26, which were neither paid for nor charged. The letter suggests that it was apparently part of a payoff of some kind. Chief Inspector Emerson, perhaps you should read the Miranda warning to Mr. Eyeshide.
I don't carry the Miranda warning around with me.
I know the Miranda warning by heart. But if you try reading that thing to me, I'm walking straight out of this room.
Oh, Earl.
Let's assume that this is an allegation against me, and that it is a terrible, serious allegation, and that I am guilty. The crime would be extortion. It's a Class C felony. I go up for 15, and it's page 1 in the headlines tomorrow. It smears the whole department and all of you. Or let's say that I only took a gratuity. That's a Class A misdemeanor. 1 year in jail, same headlines probably, big scandal. Next, let's consider that someone is doing a job on me. Now, I definitely remember telling that clerk to charge it. Maybe I'm being set up, and that I'm not guilty of anything.
Well, Earl, of course, there are always questions.
I know this Cloppin slightly. He's got a kid that's always in trouble. Maybe he's trying to smear me for some favor I failed to do him or his kid. Now, why don't you talk over what you think you want to do while I go back to my office?
The clerk and Mr. Clothman dispute your claim to charge the clothes. You didn't even sign the sales receipt.
Yes, incidentally, is Kenneth Cloppman's arrest record. 5 busts for shoplifting. The story's beginning to come back to me now. I took my kid around there to get him a couple of suits for his 14th birthday. I found I didn't have a charge plate or a check either, but knowing Cloppman, I expected him to okay the charge. Now, you note from the yellow sheet that Cloppman's kid was arrested a few days earlier. Now, while I was talking to Cloppman, he asked me if there's anything I could do to help his kid. What was I to say? I did what any of you would have done. I told him I'd look into it. Now, you can check the case. You'll find it went forward exactly on schedule, and that I did nothing whatsoever either for or against Cloppman's kid.
Frankly, I find your story far-fetched.
Well, I'd like to believe you, Earl.
Show us your charge plate.
I don't have a charge plate. I use my wife's.
Oh, I thought you were divorced.
We still see each other, especially when it concerns our son.
Well, as I said, I'd like to believe you, Earl, but there will be a full investigation that'll be conducted by Chief Palmer here as head of inspectional services. It'll begin immediately.
You're free to go.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Betty. May I come in?
You know, you really should call before you come over. Well, are you here for some specific reason? I mean, if you want to see Richie, he's out.
No.
Are you going to be here for a length of time? Would you like a cup of coffee?
Cup of coffee would be nice. How is Richie?
It's fine. He's having a little problem with his math, but he's doing very well in English. Earl, what is it? Are you in some kind of trouble?
Maybe. I don't know.
What happened?
Would you believe that Ed Palmer is investigating me after 20 years?
Ed Palmer? About what?
Remember that day I took Richie to get him a couple of suits for his birthday?
Yeah?
Okay. And when Ed Palmer comes around, and he'll come around, you can bet on it. I wish you'd tell him that the suits were your idea. That you sent me to Klopman's to use your charge account. You do still have a charge plate for Klopman's, don't you? Betty!
Hey, wait a minute. What are you doing? Oh, brother.
You used to have one.
It's a store that I never liked. I believe that I let the charge expire, okay?
Then you tell Palmer that you sent me there because of an ad you saw in a newspaper. Damn, I thought you had one.
All right, are you going to tell me what kind of trouble you're in?
Can't tell you any more beyond that. Look, Betty, I hate to lay this problem on you.
Why? It never bothered you before.
Because it's more than just a problem. There's a lot at stake here. It's my career.
Would you like some coffee?
No. No, thanks. Look, I have to go. Oh, I wish you'd call me when Palmer shows up, I mean.
The kick is up, and it's orders.
Hello.
Hi. You doing anything?
Haven't decided.
Would you like to come over and have a drink?
And then what? Listen to emergency calls on the police radio?
Oh, we could send out for something. Watch a movie on TV. Something like that.
As long as you promise it's not cops and robbers.
You got a deal, lady.
What about all the cops and robbers I can handle for one day? Okay?
Mm-hmm.
See you in a few minutes?
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
That thing starts beeping, I'm leaving.
They may need to reach me.
You've been warned.
Mm-hmm.
Good responding. 5-4, Adam will respond.
Half good. You know you're supposed to be at the doors when they open in the morning?
Sorry, sir.
Silent alarm. Manufacturers Hanover Trust.
9-8 George, responding to alarm at Manufacturers Hanover Trust, Southern Boulevard. Central, this is 9-8 George. Shots fired at Westchester and Southern Boulevard. We're in pursuit of a tan and white auto proceeding north on Southern Boulevard. More perpetrators involved.
Sergeant, also responding, Kate.
Approaching Shannon Expressway. They're heading for the Cross Bronx Expressway. Right on 135th Street.
All units, the suspects are now heading east on 135th Street. In connection with a 1030 in the 9-8 precinct, suspect's auto now proceeding east on 135th Street. 9-8 George, what is your location now?
Agnes.
9-8 George, what is your location?
My face?
No, it's in the hairline. It's not in your face. Your face is all right. Zach, one hell of a cop. We almost got him.
9-8 George, what is your location now?
You all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Central.
Sorry,
We're at intersection 135th Street and East Tremont.
It's all right.
Suspect's car proceeding east on 135th Street.
I think so. Really,
You need an ambulance.
Negative. We're disabled. We need emergency service.
Don't worry about it. Really.
10-4, emergency will be dispatched. Emergency truck 3, respond to intersection 135th Street.
You sure you're all right?
Yeah, are you all right?
Yeah.
Yes,
I
truck
was
3,
scared.
respond to
Could've fooled me.
intersection 135th Street at Tremont Avenue.
How many shots did you fire, Aggie?
6. How about you?
Well, I ripped off all 6. And then 6 more. That one guy was firing a submachine gun at you, and we just kept right on going.
You didn't see anything? A lot of shooting.
Lieutenant, which one's the perpetrator?
That's him over here, Chief. We already took his prints. Just know what color they are.
Lieutenant Binger said the stick-up car was shot up by the cops who chased it. It's piled into a fence on 125th at the FDR Drive. A couple of witnesses says the guys got away in a gypsy cab.
All right, let's take a look. Lieutenant, make all the notifications.
Will do, Chief.
Let's go, Lloyd.
Chief, I shot.
Hey, Chief.
Please.
3-1 Charlie, respond to a single 1034 at 712 West 130th Street. Use caution. Report of a man with a knife in stable location. 3-1 Charlie, backup unit response. 3-1 David, will respond. 10-4, Charlie and David.
Money. Where are the 2 officers? Oh, right over there, Chief.
2 flags central, okay? 2 flags. When you have an ambulance, respond to 5112, apartment 12C.
You did good. You're lucky to be alive. They counted about 25 holes in the car.
She wouldn't stop, Chief.
Well, your own shooting was very good also. Look, I want you to come down to the bank for a debriefing with the other witnesses. The FBI will want to talk to you also. Are you up to it?
Sure, anything, Chief.
Sure.
Chief.
You did good.
It's them, Chief. It's that beer group again. Captain Finley just said they delivered a message to the Daily Herald.
Let's go.
I think you should be interviewing the officers involved in this gun battle. Well, right here. Come on, Louis. How do you feel? Okay. Sure, I feel fine. It was a wild ride. We almost got him.
Officer Cusack, how do you feel being in a gun battle with a pack of murderers?
Well, I really didn't have time to think about it, but Marty's a great partner. Patrolman Delahanty.
Were you scared?
Sure.
This lady, she was a real hero of the chase. Patrolman Cusack, she kept her foot on the floor and her hand on the wheel. There were machine gun bullets flying through her hair. She deserves a medal for this. Were you able to fire it back?
Yeah, we got off a few rounds and, well, they, Well, how long you two been partners? For about a week. For about a week, that's all. We just, What do you think about the program of, teaming up men and women in radio cars? Yeah, well, so far, so good. How close was the radio car to the, bank when the robbery occurred? We started pursuit.
Thank you. Hi, Chief. Just thought I'd stop by, see if I could help.
Did I send for you?
No, you didn't, Chief.
When I want you, I will.
Yes, sir.
Send the next man in. Some fresh coffee, too.
Baby, you gotta lay down. We can't do anything if you fight us, Mom.
My hand's still bleeding.
Be still and you fix it.
Ouch.
That's exactly what happened.
That hurt. Hey, shot poor Ulysses, man.
Ulysses didn't have no chance.
It was
We
a
had
blast.
to leave him.
Bank card was spraying shots in there.
Who shot the bank guard?
There's some blood.
Who shot the bank guard?
Yeah, I told you not to fire this gun in the bank.
I told you not to shoot this machine gun off in the bank, man. I told you. I gave you explicit orders.
Taking orders from you. I settle my own score in my own way.
Why don't you just leave your signature behind? Have that mess of bullets that you shot off in the bank with those bullets that you took out of those pigs you iced, and every cop in the city would be looking for you.
Walker, they've been looking for me anyway. It doesn't matter, not to me.
To be trying to find this place.
Don't you gonna break it? Damn,
Kill him. You have jeopardized the revolution, Charles.
Walker, I used to believe in the revolution. Now all I believe in is this.
Oh! Be still! Come on, man! Finish dressing that wound.
At this rate, we'll all be killed.
Quiet, woman. Finish dressing that wound. Be still, and the pain will stop.
The only bullets we were able to recover are the ones that were fired at Delahady and Cusack in the street. 3 of them hit the masonry of a building and were mutilated. 1 of them went through an open door and lodged in the plaster of a staircase. The tail end of it isn't mutilated at all. You should get some air in here, Chief.
What about the machine gun bullets found inside the bank?
Well, one of my guys recovered 5 of them, but the FBI took them away from him before I got there. I don't know how usable they'll be, though. They're all stopped by steel, so right now, we've got the only good one.
You're a great man, Rolf. You know that? Go back to the lab. See if it matches with the bullets taken from those 2 machine gun cops. Do the work personally. If it matches, I want you back in my office by 3:30 this afternoon. And I don't want anyone to know what you're doing. Understood?
Right, Chief.
Okay. Brady! Fitzgerald! Red, I want the unusuals from last night. I also want the original of that fear message that was sent to the newspaper this morning. As of right now, Captain Finnerty, you're in charge of the bank squad. Tell Binger he has more than he can handle already. Bring in as many men as you need and get to work on this dead perpetrator. I want to find out every name of everybody who's ever involved in a crime with him, where they did time and when. I want to know the name of every con he ever shared a cell with. I don't want to read about it in the newspapers.
I am not in the habit of leaking to the newspapers, Chief.
Sometimes, Finnerty, I think you're too sensitive to be a detective. Dead. Attica. Dead. Algiers. Dead. Sweden.
You were right, Chief. Machine gun bullets match.
Show him the last fear message. Read it to him.
I need some initials too, Chief. This morning, young Ulysses Brown was brutally murdered by agents of the capitalist oppressors. Ulysses was the first martyr of our offensive.
Yes.
His martyrdom will be avenged. The revolution will exact the lives of 2 fascist police in recompense. Long live the revolution fair.
Now, what does all that garbage mean? I mean, they've already killed 2 cops. They're threatening to kill 2 more. I mean, they gotta be crazy.
I could just walk down the hall, drop this in the commissioner's lap, and let him handle it. Only thing is, he doesn't like cops, and I don't trust his judgment. That's our man. At least I think it is. This is a crazy case, isn't it, Pete? Yeah. On one hand, we have a great deal of information. On the other hand, we don't have anything at all. There's no doubt, is there? I mean, the bullets we got from today's bank robbery, they do match up with the bullets that killed those 2 cops on Riverside Drive?
Oh, no doubt at all, Chief.
That little piece of information may have just saved my life.
What?
Oh, never mind. Don't try to figure it out. Doing a good job, Pete.
Thanks, Chief.
Stay with it.
Everything you told me so far is in the paper, Earl. I want to know about solid leads. I want to know what you've got.
Well, there really is no hard information, sir, but I'll brief
But
you
you
as
gotta
soon
have
as...
something. You're saying you're going to break the case within days, and you've got to have something. That's all.
Thank you.
He defied me. Refused to say a word.
My guess is he's already got his hands on the shoulders of those thugs. He's just waiting for the case to build up in the papers to make a hero of himself. When he's a hero, you can't touch him. File the charges. Get rid of him now.
No, I don't think so. No, I'm not fool enough to try to break a man who says he's about to solve one of the most sensational cases in the history of this city.
If this Fear case gets any bigger and he breaks it, they're going to make him police commissioner by acclamation. Even mayor.
I know it.
I thought that FBI guy would never stop asking questions. You must be exhausted.
I feel terrific.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too. I feel like I've just been to a birthday party instead of a bank heist and a gun battle. You want to go home?
I don't think I could even drive.
Yeah. Did you see how my hands were shaking at the wheel? Do you want to get something to eat?
No.
What do you want to do?
Hi. Sorry I'm late. Did you see me on TV?
Yeah. You're on at 6 o'clock and again at 7. You and Walter Cronkite. How do you feel?
Good. Tired, but good.
You know you could have been killed.
It's my job.
Yeah, well, that's one part of the job I don't like.
We've been through this before.
Well, maybe we're gonna have to go through with it once more. Especially since you've been ducking machine gun bullets all afternoon. I don't like it. Now, there's hundreds of things a cop could do without getting shot at.
I don't want to do anything else. And Delahanty's a great partner.
He is he? Hey, what's so special about him, huh? Does he grab bullets out of the air with his teeth?
Don't make fun of him. He's a good cop and a good man.
Marty is great. Marty is good. What the hell's going on here? And what's going on between you two, huh? Answer me!
Nothing is going on. Just leave him out of it. It's none of your business.
None of my business? I'll show you what my business is. Now, you've been under my roof for 8 years, and you're gonna tell me about my business? You can't got nothing to say about it, huh? Here's what I got to say about it.
What? Stop it, for God's sake!
Go ahead, grab it. Go ahead, cop, grab it. Go ahead, cop, shoot me! Open up! I wanna know what's happening between you and that creep!
He's twice the man you are. He's 10 times the man you are.
In the South Bronx today, 4 members of Fear attempted to rob a bank shortly after it opened. The result was the death by machine gun fire of Willis Hopgood, the bank guard, but not before he killed one of the robbers. The Fear group quickly followed with a note to a local newspaper. This is the message they sent.
Hey,
This
that's
morning,
Ulysses.
young Ulysses Brown was brutally murdered by agents of the
He's all over the TV.
Ulysses
famous
was the
now.
first martyr of our offensive. His martyrdom will be avenged.
Cookie,
The revolution
be
will
happy.
exact the lives of 2
This has always wanted to be famous, baby.
Long live the revolution. In other words, the Fear group is threatening that in reprisal for what they term the wanton murder of young Ulysses Brown, 2 police officers will be executed. Following
Which
the
2?
holdup, there was a
Any
high-speed
2.
auto chase.
Target's opportunity.
Right.
Wrong.
What do you mean wrong?
How do you feel being in a gun
The
battle
time
with
for
a pack of
indiscriminate killing of pigs is over.
Think about it,
It's time to move on to more specific targets.
Patrolman Delahanty.
2 specific targets.
Which
Lady,
2?
She was the real hero of the chase. They shattered our windshield. We couldn't see.
Here's your drink.
Oh, thank you. And here's looking at you. And I hope it's not that long again. I suppose Earl's been around to see you by now, am I right?
Would you like some more ice in your drink?
Still a cop's wife, huh, Betty? Well, we have a minor allegation against Earl. Nothing to get excited about.
No such thing as a minor allegation. Not against a cop.
Well, it's a question about a couple of suits.
You want to know if someone bought Earl a couple of suits?
No, the question is, did he buy your son 2 suits on a given day?
Yes. It was his birthday. He wanted to give his son a present. As I understand it, he was short of cash. He thought I still carried a charge, and he used it. What are you doing here, Ed? You've been Earl's friend for 20 years, and now you set out to destroy him?
I have a job to do, Betty. Listen, I don't see why you should feel any great warmth for Earl. You know, that divorce wasn't too friendly, as I remember. Now, if you feel you have something you'd like to tell me about his past activities, something I could look into, you know I'll hold that in strict confidence.
What do you mean? Like, did he, take $10 from a motorist when he was patrolman? You mean that kind of thing?
No. Not that far back. Let's say something like, well, since he attained
What
a
about
certain
you?
rank.
Did you ever get any special favors? A bag of fruit? A bottle at Christmas?
Betty, we're getting off the track, aren't we?
Didn't we spend a Thanksgiving together once and laughed a lot about giving special thanks to whoever it was that donated the turkey? Earl brought the cigars. You smoked them. You want to know where those cigars came from, Ed?
Hey!
Hi, Pop.
Have a good day.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, now I want you to cruise the streets of this neighborhood block by block in every direction, and don't drive too slowly. I don't want anybody trying to call the police, report 3 trying to
Hey,
case
man.
this neighborhood.
Will you tell me what we're looking for, man?
Because if I do, the first thing you're going to do is to go down to that pool hall where you hang out and run off your mouth. So just drive. Pull over. This should be where the pig goes to church. Yeah, this is it. Now, man, I want you to be back here in exactly 2 hours, understand? You remember what I said. Not too fast and not too slow either. All right, Charles. Let's check this place out.
Who made that coffee?
Sergeant Kaminsky.
Could orders transferring Sergeant Kaminsky to the burglary squad.
It's his first pod. Give him a chance.
Chance to do what? Wipe out the detective division?
Hey, did you ever think of taking this comedy routine on the stage? Maybe TV.
Could orders transferring yourself along with him. Give me that list of parking garages you made up. I want to place a man in each one of them every night from 8 p.m. to 4 a.m.
What are they going to do, park cars?
No, Red, they're going to hang around, wait for somebody with a ski mask and a pistol to come by and stick up the joint and try to make away with one of the cars.
There must be 40, 50 garages on that list. When do you want me to start on it? Sometime next week?
No, it starts tonight at 8 p.m. Now get out of here. You're going to be busy today.
Yes, sir.
Send somebody out for a decent cup of coffee before I strangle her to death.
Promises, promises.
Captain Rolfe is here with a fingerprint man.
Good, send him in. You come in with him.
Gentlemen.
I don't know if you know Bill Stickers, Chief. He's the best fingerprint man in the department. Bill Stickers.
Chief, nice to meet you.
How do you do? Bill, how would you like a battlefield promotion to detective first grade?
I'd like that very much, Chief.
Good, then tell me who that fingerprint belongs to.
At first glance, Chief, I'd say it's not very much to work with.
Now, this is a list in alphabetical order of 40 potential owners of that print. Each one of them has a record. Each one of them have their fingerprints on file here. Most of them fall into the subversive activities classification.
Yes, sir. This should take a few weeks, assuming that is that each one of these guys has at least 10 fingers.
I want it in days.
Excuse me, Chief, but the FBI has all this stuff computerized. Now, they could probably...
Stickers, that's how you get to the top. You become a computer, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. What do we have on our dead perpetrator, Ulysses Brown?
Well, we have very little on who he's been hanging out with lately. He hasn't reported to his parole officer for 4 months, and they got a pickup out on him, so he's been holed up somewhere.
Well, the same rat hole will find the rest of them, man.
The prison was easy. We got a list of approximately 20 prison friends and associates with whom he has consorted.
Good.
Yeah. Now, if we can find some way to tie that 20 in with the 40 on the list of revolutionaries and subversives, huh?
Okay, place 5 or 6 good men on it.
Yes, sir.
Also, find out where Brown's prison friends are right now.
You mean like if they're back on the streets and...
Complete profile. If you need more men, let me know.
Yes, sir.
Briefly now, Moldova stated that Eyeshide and his son walked in, ordered 2 suits, and had them fitted. Then he went and he told the clerk he wasn't going to pay for them, that Kaufman would okay it. And he walked out. Now, that doesn't sound like Earl style to me.
Earl's style is not the issue here. It is his honesty or his lack of it.
I told Kaufman that these were very serious allegations, that Chief Eyeshide could be indicted, tried, and sent to prison. I also added that giving bribes to a public servant was equally heinous under the law.
Oh, fuck.
Kaufman then refused to answer any further questions without the presence of his attorney and had me shown out.
Scare the witness. There goes the whole case against Eyeshide.
I'm not a DA, and I do not plea bargain with informers. Well, next I went to see Betty Eyeshide. After she gave me a lecture on what a rotten friend I am and what a rotten department this is becoming, she responded to my question and stated that she asked Earl to take her son to the store to pick up a couple of suits because of an ad she saw in the paper. She said she does not have a charge account at the store. But on the other hand, she did have one when they were married, and Earl may still think she does. I don't see any possibility of us disproving that.
What else?
Well, next I went to see Detective Smallwood. Now, he's the arresting officer in the Kaufman case. He said that no one whatsoever talked to him one way or the other, not Earl or anyone. So I went to see the young DA who handled the case, a guy named Gottbaum. He said the case proceeded entirely normal. That's all I have.
I thought you were going to come up with some evidence. Didn't Kaufman have anything?
Well, if he did, I think he would have eaten it before he'd be arrested for giving bribes. I don't see anything here to support an indictment. What we basically have here is an unsupported allegation.
That's what you say. Eyeshide did it all right. We just can't prove it.
Just think of it, my brother. Some of the top police officials in the city will be standing down there. There'll be 5,000 pigs in their best uniforms and their white gloves, all lined up down there for Delahanty's funeral. Maybe even the mayor will be there. In just under 2 minutes, we can throw down some hand grenades, fire off about 4 or 5 rockets, and empty your machine gun into the crowd. In just under 2 minutes, we can strike a blow for our people that will set this world free. It'll be a day that everybody will remember in history.
And then we go.
Yes. If our work has been done properly. Then we go.
You could order him to resign.
And if he won't?
Then you replace him as chief of detectives.
I think you're seriously underestimating Eyeshide's position. After his promise to break up this gang of killers, the people of New York are probably convinced that the only thing standing between them and a bloodbath is Earl Eyeshide. And here comes the commissioner of police who can't promise him anything. Can't even give him information because Eyeshide's holding it back, and he removes him from his job.
All right, then, as soon as things settle down.
Well, even then, it's still ticklish. The allegations would come out, and the people want to know why. If the allegations are true, Eyeshide isn't in jail, and if they weren't true, why I'm firing him. Might be a hell of a scandal.
Such an insulated department. They all protect each other.
Yeah, I know. That's why you and I were put here, to change all that.
All right, then the best thing is to wait until things calm down and then try to dump him.
There'll be such a confusion about what to do and such a jam up of cars that we'll be long gone before they figure out where we were. When we get down to the bottom, Mark D will be waiting in the car for us. Now, all we need is 2 full minutes. One to get down and one to get there.
You gonna do night duty with dark glasses?
Maybe, if I feel like it.
That's a beauty.
I know. I guess I got roughed up in the chase more than I thought. I must have hit my nose. I'm black and blue all over.
Gee, honey, you sure you're all right? Maybe you should take a couple days sick leave.
I'm okay. It's just a few bruises, and I'm stiff in a few places.
Hope not in the wrong places.
Drive the car, Marty. Let's go to work.
Sure. Why not?
Chief Palmer.
Hello, Ed.
Earl, how are you?
How do you think I am? What's going on?
Earl, I'm not supposed to tell you anything.
What does that mean?
Well, according to the police commissioner, the investigation's still open.
Come on, Ed. Tell me what's going on.
I can't, Earl.
Look, have I ever done you any harm?
Have you any idea what these last few days have been like for me? Just tell me if you're actively investigating any leads at this time.
At this time, no.
Thanks, Ed.
Don't mention it. But listen, watch your tail, will you? You know, they don't like you very much. Or me either at this point. By the way, Betty backed you to the hill.
Oh, good. Thank you, Ed. I appreciate it.
Okay, pal.
That feels better.
Yeah.
Thank you for a lovely dinner.
You're welcome. Is that what you call comfortable?
Mm-hmm.
You're any more comfortable, you'd be naked.
That's the point. That guy in the restaurant, Luigi, he really likes you.
Sure, I did him a favor once. A couple of wise guys, they told him they were going to be his partners, but I found them better jobs. I work in a license plate factory now. Free room and board, a 5-year contract.
Can I have a 5-year contract?
Well, that depends on the terms.
Unreasonable.
Yeah. Real reasonable.
Let's go discuss it.
I have to use your phone.
Can't you ignore it?
No, somebody wants me.
So do I.
Chief Eyeshine. I'll be right there. I have to go. Something important.
I suppose this isn't.
Don't be unfair. I don't want to go, but I don't have a choice. I hate to keep saying I'm a cop, but damn it, that's what I am.
Yeah, well, you go on being one. I'm not your wife. I'm not going to be treated like a
Wait a
cop's wife.
What's that mean?
That means you can get the hell out of here and you can take the police department with you.
Look, I'm sorry. This is just the way it is.
Normal people don't live like that. They laugh and they sing and they dance and they're
They kill,
happy.
they rob,
And they make
rape.
love to one another day after day. And without sirens screaming in their ears. And when was the last time you had a good time for more than an hour without an interruption? When did you have an affair with anybody except the police department?
Hope you don't mean that.
I mean it. I'm not going to play second fiddle to the purse snatchers of the world.
It's a hell of a lot more important than that. But the bottom line, it would be the same in any event. I'd have to go.
Then you go and don't come back. You don't have room in your life for two loves. I was dumb enough to think you did.
I'll call you. Okay.
Charlie. 7 Charlie. Okay, we have a report of disorderly use in a candy store at 2068 2nd Avenue. He's a complainant at the corner of 106 meters 2nd Avenue. Okay.
Ski mask. Two guys.
Abernathy, sir.
I saw the ski mask and yelled out for him to stop. Detective 2nd grade, Edgar Abernathy, sir.
Yeah, I know you're Abernathy. Couldn't take him alive.
He started shooting soon as I opened my mouth. I didn't have a choice.
I know you feel like hell. You did good. You just take it easy.
Thanks.
29 Adam.
It happened.
29 Adam, Jay. 29 Adam, response to 1021 times burglary at 40.
While you're all here together, I want to make one thing clear. Absolutely, perfectly clear. I don't want a word about this on the police radios, or in any report that anybody can read, or anywhere that the press might get a hold of it, until I say so. I want you to instruct every man in your command, verbally and personally, of that order.
Something's happened. He's never been late.
Probably met some fine fox.
What?
You better go borrow that fat pants presser's wheels.
I can't do that. I promised Twit that we keep clean if he lend it to us.
Hey, the man with the grenades ain't gonna hang around for more than a minute with all that stuff in the back end of his car. You don't be late at a meet like this.
But what if it's a setup?
I've dealt with this man before. The pigs want him just as much as they want me. Besides, he's got a reputation. He supplies half the guns in this city.
Well, Hoyt's car will lead them to Hoyt or straight back here.
Hoyt's car ain't gonna lead him nowhere. Except the business end of this grease.
Don't run in the red lights, will you, man? Walker, what's going on, man?
I'm preparing a cataclysmic event that will signal the most massive uprising in history, man.
You're not thinking straight, Walker. What's wrong with you? You know that one they call Charles? He's as crazy as they come. Did you know that?
They're the only soldiers I have in my army right now.
Well, your army belongs in Bellevue. Look, Walker, I respect you. I love you like you was my own brother in blood. We've been places together. Man, we have paid some dues. But you're not going no place with crazy like that except a slab in a morgue.
There'll be a lot more to go before I do, man.
Why go at all? Get it straight. Do it through the system. That's where it's at. You got a better chance of winning. Give it up, man, while you got your life and some years to spend.
Can't do that, Albert, even if I wanted to. You know that. Even if it means that I have to sacrifice myself for the movement. Hey, I know what they are. Without me and a rationale, they're nothing but some murderers. But how much better it is that their violence is harnessed to a just and vital cause.
I just hate to see it, man. I'd rather stick my hand in fire than see you go over the edge with a bunch of people like that. It's crazy.
A leader must lead, Albert. That's his only option.
George.
Any name on this guy, Lieutenant Pappas?
No identification of any kind, Chief. All we got is a lunchroom ticket from a place in the South Bronx.
We have a report of a noisy
Why
car.
don't you take the photographs of this guy? Ski mask on and off. Take him to all the other garages in these precincts that have been stuck up lately. See if they can identify him as the same guy.
But it's after midnight, Chief. It'll be 2 or 3 before we get the pictures out.
Didn't they teach you at the academy how to wake up people? You bang hard on the door and you shout police.
We'll get on it right away, Chief.
Thank you.
Cancel the ambulance at 724 160th Street. Needed reduced medical aid. 10-4, 22 Adam.
Dan, I'm sorry to get you out of bed in the middle of the night, but I want Uniform Patrol to do me a favor. I want you to call every precinct commander in the city. Tell them to deploy their cars to cover as many banks as possible for the first hour that the banks are open in the morning.
And what do I give them as a reason for this action?
You don't. Just tell them to do it.
Can you brief me on what this is about, Earl?
No, I can't. And don't put out in all precincts on it either. Some reporter will get a hold of a copy and there'll be questions. How about you? I get right on.
Don't you think I need a little more information to go on?
No, you don't.
This has something to do with that stick-up guy.
No. I just like to get out of bed in the middle of the night and look at corpses. So I get my kicks.
What do you think's going to happen tomorrow morning?
Well, if you do what I ask, I'm reasonably sure nothing will happen. But if you don't, whatever happens is on your head.
Okay, Earl. That's a lot of phone calls. We better get started.
That's right.
Oh?
What address is this?
Oh, that's his mother's, Chief. She works as a cleaning lady in an office building in the Wall Street area.
She been notified yet?
And not yet.
Good. Don't notify her. Don't notify anybody.
But she's a deceased mother, Chief. I got 2 detectives ready to go over there right now and tell her.
The only detectives we'll send there are detectives that tap her phone.
Oh.
Get 50 copies of this made.
Okay.
This is the address of a South Bronx lunchroom. It's the only thing we found in his body.
Right.
Give me 2 detectives who don't look like detectives and send them up there. Give them one of those photos, but cut the numbers off first. Spread the other photos among the narcos that work that area. Maybe one of their informants can tell us where he hangs out. And go to the DA's office personally. I want you to fight for a wiretap on his mother's phone. Leon didn't come back last night, so his friends are going to worry. They're going to call his mama to see if she's seen him.
Right. Now, here's a list of the slammers that Leon Epps was in and Ulysses Brown. If you see, they were never in the same place at the same time. But see, I think there's a connection. Why don't you let me work on it?
Okay.
Good. Anything else, Chief?
Yeah, get the DA on the phone.
Right.
He's an early riser.
Nice to see you taking nourishment again.
This roll better be buttered on both sides.
Well, that's up to Kaminsky. I took him off coffee and put him on rolls.
Kaminsky. Morning, Tom.
Listen now. After those 2 cops were machine gunned to death on Riverside Drive, I asked you for some wires.
Now, you know, you guys really aren't very cooperative. All you gave us was an ex-revolutionary pants presser named Hoyt, who's now a part-time fence.
As you know, Earl, there are certain federal and state regulations governing the use of wiretaps. These regulations have become more stringent in recent years.
Well, look, last night, one of my people killed a stick-up man in the garage. Now, I have information that that dead man is part of this same gang.
In this gang, they've promised to assassinate 2 more cops.
I'm only asking for one new tap, Tom. I want to tap the dead man's mother.
If you had information to indicate that she lives with him, or buys guns for them, or drives the getaway car, that would support a wiretap.
But being the mother of a deceased gunman is not, legally speaking, being a part of a continuing criminal conspiracy.
This is a matter of grave importance.
The felony crime, yes. But the mother is not part of the felony.
Well, I wish you'd try to see this from my point of view.
I am trying, Chief, but it's hard.
Well, my man will be down in your office in a few minutes, Tom. Start the affidavits.
The affidavits have to allege that all other leads are futile. Is that accurate, Chief?
Are all other leads futile?
All I've got are a few possible names.
The bottom line, I'm afraid, is that probable cause would not be sufficiently alleged. The judge would deny the order.
Find a friendly judge.
Few that are friendly, we like to keep friendly.
Any evidence that you might gather on such a wire would be inadmissible, by the way.
I'm not looking for evidence. I'm looking for cop killers. Don't you understand that?
Earl, I'm sure I don't need to remind you that following any other route constitutes a federal felony these days.
No, you don't have to remind me, Tom.
Chief?
What?
Well, you were talking to the DA on the phone. Chief Duncan called to say there's been no unusual incidents in any of the banks in the city other than a bunch of accidental alarms.
Ask him to let me know.
He said the PC's aware of it. Since you wouldn't explain it to him, maybe you'd enjoy explaining it to the PC.
Oh, that miserable old...
That's the PC's line.
They explained the phone system to me when I moved in, Red. Answer that as soon as I'm out the door. That way you won't have to lie when you tell him I'm not here. Reach out for Lieutenant Mayor of the hotel squad. Tell him to be in his office, because I'm coming to see him.
He's out somewhere. Apparently, he's out of his car.
He's running amok. You've got to stop him.
I don't know what kind of game he's playing.
He is setting up a smoke screen. The news conference is about the terrorist radio patrol cars at every bank in the city and withholding information from you. Who does he think he is?
I suspect he has something worth running with, or he wouldn't take the chance. No, he knows he's in jeopardy.
That's all the more reason to run a bluff. I'm beginning to think he doesn't have a damn thing except an intense desire to save his own neck.
Unit 27. Unit 27. 10-1, the commissioner, case?
We're off the air, Louis. And we're out of the car unless we hear the mayor's been kidnapped.
Unit 27.
Chief, are we in trouble?
Why do you ask?
I don't know. Stings.
Don't worry about it. I'm worried enough for both of us.
You had the chief of patrol put his forces in a state of alert this morning?
Yes, I did, Commissioner.
Why was that?
I had information, Commissioner.
What kind of information, Earl?
We'd like to hear the story, Earl.
Well, there was a pattern. Every night before one of the Fear Bank jobs, they'd send a stick-up man into one of the parking garages on the Upper West Side, steal a car. I put in stakeouts. Last night he showed up. One of my men killed him when he started shooting. Perpetrator's name is Leon Epps, ex-con.
Are you sure this Leon Epps was a member of the gang?
Absolutely, Commissioner.
Well, you may be closer on this thing than I think.
Do you suppose that deploying our radio cars according to your instructions this morning actually scared them off from hitting another bank?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Well, do you have any other information on this, Earl?
Bits and pieces, nothing solid.
Can I be of any help, Earl?
Yes, sir. Trying to get some wiretaps. The DA won't let me have them.
Well, I'll look into that immediately.
Thank you.
Earl, and that other business, you know, the investigation, I think you can forget about that.
Thank you, Commissioner.
You know, I get a lot of static from City Hall. The mayor calls and says, "What are you doing over there?" I mean, he thinks all you got to do is snap your fingers and scoop up those perpetrators like that, you know.
I have something that may be able to buy some time. Our men are about to bust a very large ring of hotel jewel thieves. With a little luck, we'll get the whole gang, and possibly a lot of very flashy stuff. I'm sure that if you had a press conference and made the announcement, get you a lot of media coverage.
Well, Earl, if that's what you think we ought to do, I'll go along with that. Well, now you keep up the good work.
Thank you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Mr. O'Connor.
What are you so happy about?
Note the lists, Chief. The first list is a list of the known prison associates of the late Ulysses Brown. The second list is a list of the known prison associates of the late Leon Epps.
So?
The one name they have in common is Mr. Jonah Daniel Bell, Chief.
Wonderful. Who's Mr. Jonah Daniel Bell?
I have here the yellow sheet, Chief. Note the aliases. Jonah Daniel Bell, also known as Jonah Daniels, Jonah Danielson, Mark Daniels, Mark D.
Mark D. Mark D. It's one of the names we got off the tap on that pants presser on Broadway.
That is correct, Chief. Mark D, the big man, and Charles, those were the three names we got off the wire.
I hardly believe it. What's come over you all of a sudden?
Why, what do you mean?
I let you play around the bank squad a couple of days and you start acting like a detective. What does this Mark D look like? Do we have an address on him?
No address, Chief. He's on parole for armed robbery, but his parole officer hadn't seen him for months, just like all the rest of them. There's his mugshot.
Well, he looks like a real sweetheart. A tap we got on the pants presser, Albert Hoyt, should be about ready to expire. This should get it extended for another 30 days. Take care of that the first thing.
Right.
Okay, I want a surveillance on that pants presser. Follow him wherever he goes. Mark D shows up, tail him. If he makes the tail, grab him.
On what grounds, Chief?
Oh, grounds. What is this, a civil liberties union? Just grab him. He'll have enough stuffed in his pockets to put him away for 30 years.
Chief, do you remember who Albert Hoyt is?
Albert Hoyt, yeah, he's a pants presser. He ran with the People's Liberation Army. Hey, he used to be with Everett Walker. Get stickers on the print lab, quick.
Stickers, Chief Eyeshine.
Stickers, forget about that alphabetical list. Put Everett Walker on the top of it. Check him out real good. Check every line on every finger, okay? One more thing, Finnerty.
Yes, sir?
You done good. So far, Finnerty, you done good. What a team.
Quiet tonight.
I've just got some things on my mind.
5-1 Baker. 5-1.
When do you think you and me are going to get a chance to be together again?
We are together.
You know what I mean.
Look, Marty, you've got a wife and 3 kids, and I got a husband. We can't just disappear.
Who's talking about disappearing? Half hour here, an hour there. Who's gonna worry about that?
It could be we got caught in traffic. We had to stay over and fill out reports.
I don't want a half hour here, an hour there, Marty. I'm...
1085, 54 Henry at that location.
Okay, sweetheart. Let's go somewhere and get a cup of coffee, and we'll talk about it, okay?
Okay.
55 items. 55 items, okay?
Hey, I bet that's the first time anybody ever kissed his partner. In a radio car.
Pull around the corner.
It's up to you, Brother Mark.
Get out. No. I'm going. Just let me check my piece.
Did I ever tell you you have sexy knees?
So that's what's going on under the table.
Marty!
Door ready.
Can I have my wiretap now? Can you understand why it's so important now?
Get control of yourself, Earl. I feel very badly about what happened.
But can't you make an exception for me just once? I never asked you for a favor before, but I'm asking you for one now. My God, don't you understand? Those first 2 cops who were killed, they were guarding your apartment.
I don't think you should put this on that sort of personal level. Those men were doing their job. As for Patrolman Delahanty's assassination, you don't have one shred of hard evidence to connect the crime to the bank robberies, much less to that gunman you detective shot in the garage.
Look, I'm begging you.
I can't do it, Earl. I would be severely criticized if I did.
Severely criticized.
Chief, it's the editor of the Daily Herald. I think you got another one of those notes.
Chief Eyeshine.
Chief, listen, I was just on my way home from work tonight, and apparently somebody had dropped off this note in our lobby. Now, I kind of like to make a trade with you, Chief. You know, I'm going to need a little bit of time to photograph this thing, and...
Well, anyway, I really don't want the word to get out till the last edition of the papers are off the press. So, if you can send one of your boys over here this afternoon after lunch.
Why, I'll just turn the note right over to him.
Where's that letter now?
I got it sitting right here, right on my desk.
Read it to me.
All right. Another blow has been struck in the name of freedom. There'll be more, many more, until the chains of oppression are broken.
We will never stop. Let them live with the specter of terror.
And the message is signed F-E-A-R in big capital letters.
I'll have a detective up there within 10 minutes to pick up that letter. Wait a minute, Chief. I don't think you heard what I said. I'm gonna need a little more time than that, as I explained to you. Have you ever heard of the crime called obstruction of justice? You see that nobody, and I mean nobody, touches that damn letter before my man gets there. Do you understand? It's the latest message from those animals. Get up there and get it now. And throw the fear of God into him while you're at it. Take his fingerprints. That'll turn his knees a jelly. Probably never had the delight of that experience before. Take along a glossine envelope, hand carried over to Captain Roth and a guy in a print lab stickers. Tell him to process it personally and get it back to me fast.
Anything else, Chief?
Reach out for Detective J.J. Maxwell. He's up in Queens somewhere. If he's not on duty, get him at his home. Hey, good to see you, J.J.
Hey, sir.
Want a drink?
Oh, too early for me, Chief.
Well, I've been up all night. I don't know whether it's too early, too late, or what. You heard about what happened last night. How long we known each other now, J.J.?
Oh, 15, 20 years, I guess. Didn't we work on that Anastasia case? Where the hit guys got him in that hotel barbershop?
You must have 50 wiretaps in that case.
Oh, every big wise guy in the city.
That wasn't even a cop killing. Look, I put in for a tap in connection with the murder of Patrolman Delahanty and the other two cops. But Delahanty was a good kid. He had a wife, 3 children. But we're going to get the tap. But I'm concerned we're not going to get it in time. Here's a name, address, and phone number. It's a Wall Street cleaning lady. Her son, Leon Epps. Well, he's a kid with a very nasty record. He was shot to death by one of our guys the other night when he's trying to steal a car. Now, this car was going to be used by this terrorist gang for something. And I imagine this gang is trying very hard to find out where he is. You be careful. There's not a cop in this city safe until we find these guys.
And after I put in the rocket, I give you the signal, and all you have to do is pull the trigger. Boom!
What kind of signal? Hey, you know in those old World War II movies, there'd always be a guy who puts the rocket in from the back. When the guy was ready up front who was gonna shoot the piece, he'd slap him on the top of his helmet to tell him it was okay.
We didn't get any helmets. I'll just pat you on the shoulder, brother, okay? It's good enough for me. Just a few of them fired into the crowd of police will cause a panic. And then the hand grenades will bounce down upon them.
I wish I could bounce out of here and get some relaxation.
If you had been better prepared last night, you could have gotten that lady pig, too. Sister Paula. We're preparing for the climax of the first phase of this revolution.
I'm going to work. I'll be back tonight.
Sister Paula, thank you for your help. We're preparing for our big moment. We have just about everything, and it all could not have been done without your loving support.
When you get right down to it, women shouldn't have this job.
Yeah, well, last night was proof that'll ever work. I'll tell you one thing. I'm not going out on no patrol with no female. I mean, I'll turn in my gun and my badge first.
What did you have to do to prove to you guys she's a cop? Get herself killed? Carnworth. Witnesses been brought in?
Yes, sir. They're right there in the captain's office.
Okay, bring in the counterman first. He's our best bet.
Yes, sir.
I want you to see if you can identify the man who shot the police officer. Him? Him.
Him.
Wait. Looks like him.
Can you be sure?
I'm sure. He was as close to me as you are now.
Okay. Come with me, sir. Cornworth. Take this gentleman to another room and have him sign a statement. He just identified Mark D.
Yes, sir. Right this way, please.
Thank you.
Chief, Pete, you said you wanted a personal report, and I didn't know how secure the phones were around here.
You did right. Come on in. Shut the door.
There's nothing on that last message we got except the prints of an ex-cop who works at the newspaper as a guard, and of course, the city editor. That's it.
Damn.
But Bill here's got something for you.
What's she?
Sir, the print on the earlier note could belong to the man you put at the top of the list.
What do you mean, could? It either does or it doesn't.
Well, the latent print you gave me was only a partial, Chief. I checked it against the left thumbprint of our friend. There are 3 bifurcations that match, but none that don't match.
And it's him. It's Walker. Okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to get the best artist we have. Then dig up all the old photos of our friend. Want some up-to-date sketches made.
I'll get right on.
Thank you, Stickers.
Captain Rolfe have anything for us, Chief?
I want you to finish interrogating the witnesses. We got one positive. See if we can get any more.
Yeah, I'll get out on all precincts bulletin in this Mark
I'll do
D.
that to clear this up.
Yes, sir.
Besides, Mark D is not the problem. It's whatever genius is behind him.
Chief, this is Lieutenant Siles of the Forensic Lab.
Pleased to meet you, Chief Siles.
He is the best.
Fine. Make me a drawing of this man. Minus the beard and maybe minus the hair.
All right.
He's about 36 years old now. 6'2", 180.
Okay.
Pete, you want a drink?
Yes, sir.
I think that's all I can do in this one.
What do you think, Chief?
No. I think I like the eyes on the other one better.
I'd go with this one, Chief.
Okay. That'll be all.
Good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're a detective, right?
Yes, sir, I am.
Do you like being a detective?
Yes, sir, I do.
You've done a good job for me tonight. I appreciate it. But if one word of this leaks out, you'll be back on uniform patrol so fast you won't have time to go to the John.
Right.
Okay, good. I need 200 copies of that made up, Pete.
All right, Chief. I'll take it to the lab personally and get it right back to you. Anything else?
I don't know. I just don't know, Pete. What do we got here? Now, there's a pattern to it you can see. There's cops, banks, and notes. Cops, banks, notes. But what is it? It's something big. It's probably something so damn big I'm afraid to think of it. What, are they just street crazies? They stumbling around one adventure after another? Or is there some madman with a plan? Now, Walker didn't leave Algiers until after the first shooting, but before the first fear job.
I wonder how many more there are in it we don't know about. And is there really a revolution going on? I don't know, I'm so close to it, I can smell it. People, I just cannot get it.
Or maybe it isn't there, Chief. Maybe it's just a loose bundle of coincidences.
No, it's there. They're building to something. But to what end, I don't know. And frankly, Pete, I'm scared.
Sashai. Sir, this is Captain Cornworth. I'm sorry to wake you up.
And why did you?
Our men picked up Albert Hoyt, the pants presser. I thought you might want to know about it.
Well, that was wonderful. I assume they waited until he made contact with somebody before they grabbed him.
No, sir, unfortunately, they didn't. Evidently, he went around the corner in his apartment, and the men on his tail grabbed him. Do you want to know the names of the men on the tail?
What for? You expect me to put them up for commendations? Thought they had instructions not to grab him unless he tried to run.
Oh, yes, sir, they did, but he was acting strangely, and apparently he'd been drinking.
Has he said anything?
No, sir, not yet. He kept falling asleep during the interrogation.
What time is it?
It's 5:30 a.m., sir.
All right. I'll be down later this morning. In the meantime, you can tell those men that grabbed Hoyt. They've blown the only lead we had to the maniac who's in back of all this.
Yes, sir, I'll tell them.
Finally wake up, Albert?
I don't have anything to say to you.
The record said you've been clean since you last been let out of the slammer. That's almost 5 years, Albert, without getting caught.
Listen, I know my rights. I'm answering no questions. Not a single one, you hear? I'm not going to even tell you my name.
Come on, Albert, we're old friends. I knew you when you were holding up delis.
I have a right to a lawyer. I want my lawyer.
I think you have this lawyer thing all wrong. You have a right to a lawyer if we place you under arrest, or if you're held on some criminal charge. We're not placing you under arrest. We just invited you down here to answer some questions, that's all.
I'm answering no questions. I want my lawyer.
You're blowing a great breakfast at the city's expense, Albert. Answer some questions, you can go home. If you don't answer, we're going to keep asking you until you do answer. Come on, man, for an old buddy. Who have you been hanging around with? Okay, Albert. I hope you like us here because we're going to spend a long time together.
Yeah?
He's here.
I'll buzz you in a minute.
That eye shine?
Mm-hmm.
How nice of him to drop in. I'm surprised he's not on the front steps holding a news conference about what a brilliant detective he is.
You know, you could start cutting him down this afternoon at the promotions board. We have 5 openings for deputy inspector. 2 should go to the chief of patrol. He's nominated 8 captains. I need 1 each for intelligence and internal affairs.
That leaves 1 for the detective division.
If you want to encourage eyeshine.
I don't want to punish the men in that division just to get at eyeshine.
No, but it would certainly take the wind out of his sails if the men there thought he'd lost the power to recommend promotions.
That's a little obvious, isn't it?
Eyeshine plays a very obvious power game. We catch him stealing, and he manages to parlay his popularity with the press and people into a position where he can't be touched.
Well, don't worry about it. He'll slip again.
You are, sir.
Commission.
Morning, Earl.
Thought you'd like to know that we made a clean sweep of that hotel jewel robbery gang, 14 perpetrators in jail, and recovered more than $300,000 in stolen jewelry. You have now what looks like a very strong press conference.
Earl, you're not very politically sensitive, are you?
Pardon?
Well, I mean, how would it look to the men? I'm up there bragging about saving some jewelry for some careless women, and their fellow officer hadn't even been buried yet.
How would it look to the city, for that matter? Nobody cares about jewel thieves nowadays. All anyone wants to know is what we're doing to find this fear gang.
Well, that's what I want to know.
I'm sure you're right, Commissioner. I'll have more on the fear matter later in the day.
Let's hope we don't have to read about it in the papers first.
On the hotel thieves, have public affairs put out a press release.
Or you can hold one of your own news conferences, Chief. You seem to be in very close touch with the press these days.
I'll give it to public affairs. Now I have to get back on the Delahanty murder case, and then there's the promotion board hearing this afternoon.
Earl, you can skip that meeting if you wish. I'm afraid the priority is going to the other divisions this time.
There are 5 inspector badges open, sir.
They're all taken.
Sure looking fine these days, Mark D. What business you in? Stick-ups or what?
Used to be. Into something heavier now.
Banks.
Nah, I didn't give up banks. Heavier.
Only thing heavier is ice and pigs.
Yeah.
Louis, pull up here. You know it's a cigar store about 10 blocks back?
No, I didn't, Chief. Want me to turn around and go back?
No, I want you to walk back there and get me a handful of cigars.
What?
Louis, you don't get enough exercise sitting behind a wheel all day. A detective has a responsibility to stay in shape.
This is a rotten neighborhood for me to be walking around, Chief.
Take your shield and pin it to the lapel of your coat.
That's worse. It gives them something to aim at.
Oh, Louis.
Was Cookie, and said that this Leon Epps used to be around our house on Cott Street a lot, but they haven't seen him in a few days.
Well, come on, what else?
Well, that's all, Chief. The mother, she said that she hadn't seen the son in a month or heard from him, and that he was no good, and she didn't care if she never heard from him. The broad acted sort of surprised, and she said thank you, and she hung up.
Well, that's a call I was waiting for. You did real well, JJ. Look, now why don't you pack it in and go on home before somebody finds you there?
Well, I don't mind staying, Chief, if you think it'll do some good.
What I wanted was Cott Street. You got it. Look, take a week off and then come in and see me. JJ.
Yeah, Chief.
Good job.
Thanks, Chief.
Going out, Sister Paula? Why aren't you at the clinic?
I wasn't feeling well, so I came home. How long are you all going to be gone?
Just a couple of hours. The moment to strike is close at hand. We're lighting the fuse today. Why don't you just take it easy for a while? Let Cookie and Ida take care of things around here.
The girls are working late at the diners tonight.
We can just take it easy anyway. We'll stop and get something outside.
Butch.
Yes, sis?
Take it easy.
Go Swallow it, sis. It's gonna be all right. Gonna be heard from. With the man.
The following is a Channel 4 News special report. I'm Jim Randall. Our report tonight is on the family and friends of Patrolman Martin Delahanty, who gave his life as a police officer in the war against crime. It was prepared by Martha Halloran of our Special Affairs News Division and provides some insight into the special problems of the men in blue. Martha.
Thank you, Jim. Patrolman Martin Delahanty was 27 years old. He was a good cop, in the words of his fellow officers, but he was also a good husband and father. Patrolman Delahanty was the father of 3, 7-year-old Brian, 5-year-old Maureen, and little Patrick, not shown in this photo, only 8 months old. Delahanty was assigned to the 98th Precinct in the South Bronx and was the recipient of 2 commendations for valor.
Go, come on. Gather around here.
Police headquarters, Detective Ferguson.
Police headquarters, Detective Ferguson. Police headquarters, is anybody there? Police, hello?
Hello. I'd like some help.
Yes, ma'am. How can I help you?
Well, Sir, I've a crime to report. How do I do that?
What is the nature of the crime, ma'am? Has it anything to do with Officer Delahanty's death?
Yes, it does. But,
Hello. What's the information, ma'am? We'll appreciate anything you can tell us. Will you give me your name and address?
No, I can't do that.
If you have information about a crime that is being planned or in the process of being committed, all you have to do is tell me the nature of the incident, and I can do something about it. Now, why don't you just relax and tell me what...
Ferguson, what was that?
I couldn't tell, Chief. It was a woman sounded real upset. She said she had information, but then she hung up.
Black, white?
Sounded black, possibly.
Young, old?
Not old, mature.
Black adult female. You might have been close to finding out what's really going on. She calls again. Whenever and wherever I am, you find me.
Okay, Chief.
Gone. This is Mark D. 50 photos. I want 50 detectives out there on Cott Street tonight trying to spot him.
Excuse me, Chief.
Second. They come in from both ends of the street. Is that clear?
Detective O'Hanlon in narcotics.
Chief Eyeshine. All right, go ahead. Thank you. Mark D keeps popping up. Jonah Daniel Bell. One of our narcos has an informant. Says that Mark D was in a pool room bragging about killing cops. Here's the address. All right. Here's something more important. Destroying represents a leader of this gang of murderers. Does the name Everett Walker mean anything to you? Okay. We got a partial print off of one of those notes. And it seems that Walker was thrown out of or voluntarily left Algiers just before these fear crimes started.
Does the PC know about this?
I just found out myself.
Well, he better be told. I mean, a man as big as Everett Walker, he's got to know about it.
That's right, when I'm ready. Now, another thing. In the past hour, Captain Roth has been able to match up the machine gun bullets taken from the Southern Boulevard bank robbery to bullets taken from those two cops who were killed near the DA's apartment. Now, the detectives setting up surveillance on Cott Street should be told about these bullets. Make them understand what they're up against and just how dangerous this gang is. Now, you use your crime division men as the nucleus of the search party. As for Walker, I don't want anybody told his name, except the PC, of course. I give each detective a drawing with no name attached. If they see anybody who looks like this man, they grab him.
Well, sir, shouldn't we give Walker's name and photo to the press? That way the whole city could help us find him.
No, first of all, that's what he wants. He wants to be a hero. And second of all, if we release his name, he'll run. It'll be that much more difficult to find him. As far as Walker's concerned, he's not killing cops. He's fomenting a revolution. And we don't have time to make a public argument that he's nothing but a killer. Now, back to Cott Street. I want supervision. 1 sergeant for every 5 detectives. We can't get warrants. We can't go into any of the apartments without probable cause. All they can do is knock on the doors, show the photos, and ask questions. Maybe we get close enough, somebody will tell us something. Or maybe we'll get close enough, somebody will take a shot at one of our detectives. And if that happens, I hope to God he misses. All right, any questions?
No.
No, sir. Go to it. If anything happens, you can get me on the radio. I'll be in my car or in my office. If not, I'll be wearing my beeper.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's ironic. All these years of planning and waiting to be stuck between a car thief and a psychotic with a machine gun. Talking to me? To myself. Doesn't matter, does it, Brother Charles? The way this is done, I mean. They'll still realize the power of our words. They'll never forget Everett Walker, will they?
Look, what makes you so sure this stuff is gonna be safe up here?
There will be 5,000 guns in the streets tomorrow. That's an army, man. They be thinking how fine and strong they look standing in the sunshine, paying their last respects to that hero Delahanty. Nobody be dumb enough to take a shot at 5,000 guns now, would they?
It's the police. Open up.
Come on in, Earl.
Thank you.
Well, this is a pleasant surprise.
What's that?
It's the first time that you've been on time for dinner in 20 years.
Well, I'll go out and come back if you want.
No, I like it.
All right.
I like it. Richie, your dad's here.
Oh, Richie.
Hi, Dad. Got your case solved?
No, that's close, but no cigar.
Come on in. Dinner is ready. Who done it? The mafia?
No, they don't do things this way. There's no profit in killing cops. These people, they're probably just psychotic.
Why? Don't they get a profit on the bank jobs?
Well, it depends on what they do with the money. See, these people are just crazy enough to burn it. You know, as a symbol of the society they hate.
Burn money? Ha!
Hi yourself. Look, madmen and their dreams, they often contradict logic. But it helps to be a little bit crazy yourself to deal with them.
Come on. That's enough talk about police work. I'm sure that your father would like to hear how you're doing at school.
Sure, and the price of peanuts. The Big Apple's in the grip of terror, and only the shadow knows what evil lurks in the hearts of
men. I got you.
Oh, Betty, you haven't lost your touch.
Yes, sir.
You all here?
Not quite. One of the cars got hung up, but they'll be along in a few minutes.
Okay, you wait for him. We're gonna go down the end. Now, don't make a move until I give the order. You got it? Let's go.
Sarge, you're supposed to be stopping people on the streets. You are not going to do anything until you are told. And the inspector said we're going to wait.
I wonder what Paul would make of dinner. I hope not more pork chops. I am so sick of pork chops. You know what I mean? Oh, God. Don't run. Keep your cool. See that? Yeah, I see them.
All right, I'm gonna get some sleep. You better get some too, bro. It's gonna be a heavy day tomorrow.
Okay.
You better get out of here.
What?
The street's crawling with me.
There's 3 cars full of them just up the corner.
Coming this way?
We gotta get the hell out of here.
Hold it! Look, they're organizing a house-to-house search. They don't know where you are. They know we're someplace on this street, but otherwise they come jamming through that door, huh? Now you gather together every piece we got. Now go! Now come on. You have to come through the door. You don't answer, huh? You kick it in. Ask them for a search warrant. Say you're afraid somebody's trying to break in to rape you, huh? If they don't have a search warrant, you scream your heads off. If they do, you just let them search.
Go.
Tell Paula when she comes back, huh? All right.
It was a good meal. But I ate too much. It made me sleepy.
You're sleepy because you're tired.
Maybe.
You look exhausted.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. Not enough room for that meal and me in this suit. Yeah, put that over there.
How many days have you been working without a break?
I don't know. I want to thank you for telling Ed Palmer whatever you told him.
Oh, don't. I've been waiting for a long time to unload. Ed was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. He caught it.
It was better Ed than me.
Do you want to tell me about the trouble you're in?
Well, I'm not in that particular trouble anymore. The trouble I have now is being my kind of cop on the edge of a political power game. See, they want to get rid of me, bring in their own man. Boy, once upon a time, just being a good cop was enough.
Why don't you just quit now? Before whatever they do involves destroying you.
Let them win? No, I still like putting criminals, and especially cop killers, in jail. It's where they belong. Now I gotta play this political game just so I can be a good cop. Yeah, I think you always did understand me. My cop problems.
Yes. But I don't think that you ever understood what it meant to the marriage.
I guess not. Hey, you remember way back when? Baby MP came passing through. Met the big city girl.
It was a long time ago. Girl, Nothing. Never mind. You rest now. Relax.
Man, you couldn't hit that wall over there with a shotgun tonight. Clean you out, Mr. Martin D. Hey, what? It's your shot, that's what. All right. Under arrest, gentlemen.
Get your hands up.
Hey, man, I wanted
I'm gonna recite Miranda warning to you now. And if it's much as flicker an eyelash while I'm doing it, I'll blow your brains all over this table.
Couldn't raise chief eyesight. Beep is probably broken.
Anything out of the suspect yet?
No, sir. Oh, hey, there's a bunch of reporters downstairs. Somebody tipped them off about the action in the precinct overnight, but they don't know what it is yet. So, you want to talk to him, Inspector?
No, not yet. Listen, wait a minute. Get me the PC.
No, you didn't disturb me, Captain. I'm an early riser.
Sir, we picked up the killer of Patrolman Delahanty in a South Bronx pool hall early this morning.
Excellent, Captain. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. He's under interrogation right now, and his weapon is being examined by ballistics.
Has he said anything yet?
No, not yet, sir, but he's dumb and scared. I don't really think he could hold up.
Good. It'll give me great pleasure to be able to make the announcement on the day of Delahanty's funeral. Where's Chief Eyeshine?
I don't know, sir. We've been trying to raise him on the beeper ever since the apprehension of the suspect and the completion of the search operation in the South Bronx. I was about to send out some men to see if they could determine his whereabouts.
No, don't bother. You've done a very good job, and you appear to have the situation well in hand.
Thank you, sir.
I want you to keep me completely informed on this case, every detail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Very good. I'll see you at the funeral, if not before.
Thank you again, sir.
Chief Eyeshine, reach out for my car and driver. Have him pick me up my ex-wife's in 10 minutes. Reach out for Captain Cornworth. Have him call me at my apartment in half an hour. You tell whoever's been trying to reach me, I'll be in my car in 10 minutes from now, okay?
Easy, brother. A great day has finally come.
Get any sleep?
I don't know. My mind and spirit have been filled with so many visions of what will come to pass today. Awake or asleep, I can hardly tell the difference.
Well, I can. You ain't sleep now, baby.
Ah.
Where'd you get that?
Somebody who wanted to sell them. Been saving them for a special occasion.
What precinct we from?
Detective King here is from the 49th Squad.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know where you're from.
Hi, Shannon.
It's Finity, Chief. I was able to reach Captain Conworth at home.
He hasn't called me. Did you tell him I want to talk to him?
Well, yeah, he said he talked to you at the funeral. He'd been up all night. He was kind of exhausted.
I don't give a damn if he's been awake for a week. All right. Give me a rundown on what happened last night.
They arrested Jonah Bell, Mark D, in a pool room. But they were unable to find any of the perpetrators in the Koch Street search.
Well, damn.
Morning. Hey, good to see you. Hey, how are you?
Morning.
What happened last night?
We picked up Mark D in the wee hours of the morning.
And why wasn't I informed?
Well, sir, I tried to raise you on the beeper, and when I couldn't, I spoke to the PC, and he told me not to bother you any further.
Oh, that's very thoughtful of you and the PC.
Well, Mark D, he had a Browning 9mm on him. He didn't use it, and the preliminary report says it's the same gun that killed Delahanty.
How'd you happen to pick him up?
Oh, we had his favorite pool room staked out. He came back about 2 o'clock in the morning, and we grabbed him. PC's going to make an announcement, a noon press conference. He asked me to attend. I think he's also going to announce the hunt for Walker.
You wait here.
So it's as I was saying,
Mr. Commissioner, this Walker business. I think it would be premature to make an announcement.
Well, Earl, I'll decide what my news announcements are going to be. And I want to see you in my office right after I meet the press. In fact, be there at noon. Wait till I call you.
I think I'll get back in place now, Chief.
Wait a minute. Look, I'm still chief of detectives. Or are you smelling blood?
Hey, come on. No, sir. Look, I'm sorry.
All right. Do we have any right guys up on the roofs?
I don't know, Chief. It doesn't come under the responsibility of the crime division.
Get some of your men up there and take a look for me.
5,000 cops in the street, what could happen? How could a guy get away? Look, I told you, we arrested the killer fast.
I want to see him up there waving at me.
Move. Yes, sir.
He's ready. Let's do it now.
No, not yet. Important officials haven't arrived yet. We can't afford to take a look over the edge.
They've got to start the funeral now, just like the paper said. Look, we will get it. I promise you,
No,
we will
the
get
most
as many as we need.
important officials come last. They're always late. That's how they know how important they are. Patience, brothers. Patience! We'll never get another opportunity like this. Now, I want to get as many of those officials as I possibly can. You just get this stuff up front and get ready. Now, come on.
Our city's finest have turned out to pay their last respects to their fellow officer, Martin Delahanty. Martin and his wife were married in this parish church. His children were baptized here. Friends and neighbors lined the street to say their last farewell to Martin, described by fellow officers as a good cop, a good neighbor.
How long you guys been here?
About a half an hour, Chief.
See my guys go up on the roof?
No, I didn't. Bomb squad was here, but they just checked downstairs.
The Emerald Society, composed of fellow police officers, is marching by our cameras now. The hearse bearing the body of Patrolman Martin Delahanty has begun to pass before the ranks of his comrades. Many of the men who stand here to pay homage are weeping. They have lost one of their own.
Let me turn it off.
No,
He's gone now, Agnes.
I'm still here. I'm still a cop.
Just a few more minutes, brother.
You ever used any of these things before?
You don't even have to look over the side when you throw them. You just toss them. Let's go get the other stuff. Watch it.
Anybody checked out this roof?
We're here, sir.
What's in the bag?
This one belongs to him. I don't know what's in it. Feels like bricks.
What's in yours?
I gotta change of clothes. I got a heavy day tonight, Chief.
What's that rug lying over there?
I don't know. It was up here when we got here.
Yeah. Where you guys from?
49th Squad, sir.
You know the deceased?
Damn good man.
Yeah. See anybody else on these roofs?
No, sir, except pigeons.
Yeah. Well, all right. Look, I want you to stay up here till an hour after the funeral ends. I don't want you leaving your post till all the cops and the dignitaries have left the scene. That clear?
Yes, sir.
Good.
Hey!
Find Deputy Inspector Cornworth. Tell him I'm wanting him up here now. Get on the radio. Call for forensic. The DA, the medical examiner, the analyst, the works. Get the TV reporters and their crews up here now. I want this thing documented. Move.
Yes, sir, Chief. Right away.
Cornworth, get this thing organized.
What in God's name is going on here? Oh, we're going to have a preliminary statement on this.
It's your press conference, Commissioner. Yours and Mr. O'Connor.
Wow. That ending could have turned into absolute carnage. Lou Gossett Jr. looked like he was about to recreate the 4th of July with hand grenades. There was something about To Kill a Cop that felt way grimier and more believable than your average 70s TV movie. The whole thing had this heavy atmosphere hanging over it, racial tension, revenge, paranoia. It was like watching a Black Panther-style docudrama about revolution in the streets. Everett genuinely believed he was waging some righteous war against a corrupt system. That's what made him so dangerous. The others in his crew were more emotional hotheads. Everett was the patient, methodical type who waited for the perfect moment to strike back at the department like some urban guerrilla commander. Too bad for him he didn't bank on Joe Don Baker crashing his little party. The second Ice Sheet walked on screen, you totally bought him as a veteran of the force. He had that cop's gut instinct the entire way through, and thank God he listened to it at the parade. I swear though, it looked like he was breaking out into hives during filming. And I'm not even joking. The poor bloke had these red rashes all over his face and neck throughout the second half of the film. Maybe it was an intentional makeup choice to show his exhaustion, but either way, it only added to the realism factor. Now, I think we can all agree here that 3 hours was definitely pushing it. You probably could have trimmed 30 minutes without losing much, because underneath it all, this was primarily a cat and mouse story between the two leads. A lot of it was filler, no question, but I guess the upside was the supporting characters actually mattered here. Marty getting blasted in that diner was rough, and Agnes screaming in despair was an unexpectedly raw moment. The gritty New York locations, the drab cinematography, the almost documentary-style direction, it all felt so sweaty and lived in instead of glamorous. Like you were watching burned-out cops desperately trying to hold a city together with duct tape and cigarettes. Funnily enough, this went on to become a short-lived TV series named after the title character. It's just a shame it only lasted 13 episodes because Joe Don Baker was absolutely born to play this guy. You could have dropped that character into 10 more movies and I'd have watched every single one of them. So to sum it all up, To Kill a Cop was dark, political, and engaging enough to land a solid 4 stars from me. If you want to check out the original Robert Daley novel this was based on, I've left an Amazon link pinned down below. Now, tell me in the comments, were you sitting on the edge of your seat the entire time or checking your watch by hour 3? Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hype the video before you dig into the next one I have waiting for you. This is Holy Critic, signing out.